Received an emergency transmission from Hadawi, a Havoc nuclear engineer. Patching through.
This is AZ-3 facility. Reactor 2 has been sabotaged. Havoc internal forces can't handle this threat anymore. You're all I've got left.
Running blind on intel for the AO. This region is at high risk of a nuclear incident. Keep the following in mind. Shoot, loot, then time to scoop.
The signal is clear. Take action. It's okay here. Not too cold.
Experiment 66 is projected to conclude in T-minus 3 hours. All units submit safety risk assessments on schedule.
I've got a reading.
No hazmat suits? Raise him!
Let's make it quick.
Enjoy the bomb!
So eager to die. Excellent.
I don't know what's happening, but reactor output is still climbing. And security thinks I'm behind this. They're coming for me. GTI, move it, now!
Key verified. Access granted. Hostile signal detected. Lethal action authorized.
Damn it! Someone take control of this piece of junk!
Entering manual mode. Executing command.
Those bastards in fusion research won't authorize shutdown because of their experiment timeline. I know better than anyone how important this research is. Hold this position. Once I finish calibration, use that console to insert the control rod immediately. Data set. Follow me. I know somewhere the signal can get through.
Steam explosion at reactor 2. Incident level confirmed. Estimated contamination radius.
Careful! Don't fall! We're outside the signal blackout zone. Upload the data package to Skynet immediately. Encryption keys in the archive. Just send it!
Critical alert. Reactor power output has critically exceeded safety threshold. Core meltdown imminent. All personnel evacuate immediately. Priority alert. Hydrogen explosion at reactor 2. Incident level confirmed. INDS scale 7. Major accident. All personnel evacuate beyond contamination zone immediately. Estimated spread radius 3.7 kilometers. Correction, 9.2 kilometers. Correction, 24.9 kilometers. Correction, 45.3 kilometers. Correction, 79.8 kilometers.
My hands are sweating. All right. Hi, Operator. I'm Gabriel Mercier, codename N2. Since we'll be fighting side by side, allow me to properly introduce myself. As the codename suggests, my combat style leans towards cryogenic suppression. My frost launcher paired with a cryo flask can quickly force enemies into a frost state, ensuring they pose no threat to us. If enemy positions are unknown, the homing stun grenade can precisely mark them as well. Right now, I'm in the middle of a critical operation. one where failure is not an option. I hope this mission can make up for some of my past mistakes, even if just a little. Mission target zone, AZ-3, Asara's only source of nuclear power. The plant's power output is spiking abnormally. This time, I won't let it happen again. An emergency shutdown is our only chance, but the risk is extreme. We not only have to breach Havoc's heavy defenses, we have to face lethal radiation head-on. Some containers within AZ-3 have already been contaminated by radiation. You can follow distinctive sounds to locate them, but keep a close eye on your own radiation levels. Radiation is divided into 4 levels, each causing different effects. Accumulated radiation can be cleared by leaving the contaminated zone and using decon chambers or mobile decon units. During the incident, some personnel lost their access keys. We can use these keys to infiltrate the classified zones and gather intel and supplies.
Key verified. Access granted. AZ-3 key detected.
That's not all. Severe leaks have occurred across multiple sections of the plant. You can choose to endure radiation exposure and enter these zones for high-value supplies and rare data, or stay clear. The choice is yours. Havoc has deployed a large number of purification soldiers at AZ-3. Once your position is exposed, heavy purifiers will apply debuffs like corrosion and slow movement, but attacking the weak spot on their back can neutralize them quickly. An even tougher threat comes from the relink agents. H-1000 personally leads H-47, H-800, and other agents to guard the facility. All of them connected through Skynet. They're extremely persistent. Stay on maximum alert. One final thing. If we do manage to shut down all the nuclear facilities, something unexpected might happen.
Disabling attention. All AZ-3 terminals disabled.
Of course, the nuclear plant has new collectibles too. Over in Warfare, things are heating up. The flames of war have reached the weathered stone walls of the Colosseum. This 1,000-year-old city is sliding toward ruination. We've got new weapons. The RM-277 assault rifle excels at sustained suppressive fire, most effective from medium to long range. The SVCH marksman rifle is capable of taking down enemies in one shot at long range. There are also some bonus events coming up. Play Ole 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 to earn points and exchange them for sports-themed rewards and exclusive avatars. The Meltdown Season Pass includes various tactical supplies, including a new outfit for Tempest. The new season's Mandelbricks can yield the AKM assault rifle. Astromancy skin. Not bad. Opening Turbricks gives you a chance at the Law of Time series collectible charms. Good luck. A new melee weapon, Elegant, the exclusive weapon of the Abyss Shark Reese. Pretty cool. Oh, and don't forget, the Rainbow Six Siege crossover is launching soon too. 3 new operator skins. Black Ice weapon skins and special collectibles. Now that's something. Covers the main updates for the Meltdown season. Don't mess this up. Don't mess this up.
Hi everyone, I'm William, the art director of Delta Force. As many of you may already seen, Delta Force is launching a collaboration with Rainbow Six Siege in our next season. Since launch, we've seen a lot of passion and discussion from our community around the tactical shooter gameplay. And whenever players talk about the genre, Rainbow Six Siege is one of the names that come up most often. So, we reach out to Ubisoft.
Bonjour, je suis Émilie Besson, directrice de la réalisation sur Rainbow Six Siege. Oui, Siege a toujours été défini par son gameplay tactique. Le travail en équipe et aussi la variété des opérateurs que les joueurs ont appris à connaître et reconnaître au fil des années. Ces collaborations nous donnent l'occasion en fait d'amener les éléments emblématiques de Siege dans un nouvel univers tout en restant fidèles à ce qui les rend uniques.
In this collaboration, we focus on two things: operators and the Rainbow Six Siege's iconic visual legacy. We selected 3 operators pairings who share the same combat philosophy.
I'll be there you need me.
말보다는 행동이지.
Call if you need a hand.
For classic Siege elements, we choose to honor Black Ice, the Drone, and the Alpha Pack.
Ce qui était essentiel pour nous de préserver dans la collaboration, c'était l'identité, l'authenticité de nos personnages. C'est ce qui les rend uniques. On a travaillé main dans la main avec l'équipe de Delta Force pour s'assurer que l'authenticité de Siege, l'identité de Siege s'intègre naturellement dans leur jeu.
Both games share a realistic art direction, and finding distinct recognition within that shared aesthetic was actually the harder challenge. We started by preserving the core silhouette and the color framework of Siege operators. Doc and Motin's iconic deep navy uniforms, Vigil's signature custom-fitted gear, these stay true. At the same time, within the finer details, we evolve in Delta Force identity. They wear patches from both teams. Motin carries Cineva's badge. Doc has medical kits at his side. To faithfully recreate Black Ice, we focused our material work on internal ice fracture patterns to capture the distinctive texture and a cold, austere feel of original.
Oui, en effet, Black Ice résonne énormément avec notre communauté. C'est une cosmétique d'armes qui a énormément plu à nos joueurs. Et l'équipe de Delta Force a fait vraiment un travail incroyable pour la recréation dans leur jeu de cette cosmétique, avec un souci du détail extrêmement gratifiant.
We employed a dual-layer material system combined with subsurface scattering lighting model. Using camera vectors and a depth texture to offset UV calculations, we achieved the effect of refractor patterns appearing to exist deep inside ice.
Et ce qu'on a apprécié et ce qui nous a impressionné, c'est le travail de recherche de Delta Force. À quel point ils ont été soucieux du détail pour conserver nos opérateurs dans leur jeu, qui s'intègrent vraiment comme naturellement dans leur univers.
Beyond the content itself, we want as many players as possible to access and experience this collaboration. By completing in-game missions during the season, you can unlock these rewards for free. One more thing, in the new operations map, we've prepared something special for you. You will find a surprise in the maps that are meant just for you. Once the crossover goes live, go find them. Once more, onto the bridge.
Dear friends, once more.
For some, success is measured by bodies in bags. Maybe that suits them. But to me, it's measured in hearts that keep beating. You with me?
Operations. It all comes down to 3 simple rules. Search, fight, extract. Search decides how much loot you walk away with. Fight. Not every encounter needs to end in a shootout. You just need to clear whatever's standing between you and your treasure. Extract. That's the magic moment that turns everything in your pack into yours to keep. 3 phases, all connected. Miss one and the whole run falls apart. Gear up before you head out. The better you're geared, the harder you hit and the more you can carry. But the more you lose if you go down. Go in cheap and dying won't sting as much, but you'll miss out on those juicy, high-value supply zones. Gear up and go big, or go light and gamble. Your call. Once you're in the match, forget everything else. Loot, loot, and loot some more. Documents on desks, parts and cabinets, bird nests by the roadside, trash cans tucked in corners early on. Grab everything you can get your hands on. Priority targets, safes, and air cargo containers. Snag one high-value item, and boom! You've already covered your entry cost. Now, the real question, keep pushing your luck or cash out while you're ahead. Your pack's stuffed with goodies and you're ready to extract. Then, gunfire erupts ahead. What now? Charge in, slip past unseen, or hang back and let them wear each other down before you swoop in. Just remember, die and you lose everything in your backpack except what's safely tucked away in your safe box. You choose to slip away quietly. Smart move! Your pockets are already bursting, but you can't shake that nagging sound of footsteps nearby. Even distant gunfire's enough to send your heart racing. You finally reach the extraction point. The countdown starts. Hold your nerve, don't blow it with 2 seconds left. Extracted. That weight you've been carrying the whole run finally lifts off your shoulders. Sweet relief. Then, there's the ultimate wild card. You stumble on a mandel brick. This thing's worth a small fortune, but the second you pick it up, every player on the map knows exactly where you are. Everyone's coming for you. You go from treasure hunter to hunted in the blink of an eye. Your only goal now? Stay alive long enough to decode it and cash in big. Whatever path you choose, it only counts if you make it out alive. That's operations for you. Every extraction is a story worth telling. Go make yours.
The enemy got the mandel brick. Find it. Stop them. Mandel brick decoded. Nice work, operator.
The time to strike is now. Do not let me down, operator.
Decoding has begun. Defend the area.
Is about to take the first brick of the tournament. They're going to do it.
What goes around comes around.
Very much. When you get barrel stuff, Skydie is getting aggressive.
See what I did there? You ain't seen nothing yet.
Let's knock them off their feet.
There we go. There it is.
It's week 3 for the Delta Force Rise series here for the Americas. Welcome everyone, I'm Toby, joined by Tiff. And Tiff, we are in for an incredible day today. We just got to see, I mean, this trailer gets me hyped every single time. But first off, of course, first time working with you as well. How are you doing today?
Look, I'm excited, Toby. Let's be real. It's been a minute since I've been on a Delta Force broadcast, and I'm so excited to jump in for the Rise series with Americas and, of course, work alongside you. We're just going to have a really good time today.
No, it's going to be good. It's going to be good, undoubtedly. The Rise series over the course of the entire season so far has just been a continuous, I mean, it's almost as if they chose that name intentional, rise in performance. I feel like we saw a pretty, you know, I mean, kind of, I don't want to say scared, but a very passive approach initially, everyone finding their footing. But the last week has just been nothing but action. So looking forward to see what the Americas can bring us here today. Of course, before we get into the action, before we get into the rules and all that stuff, we have a little bit of a recap just to show you exactly what went down last week. So let's take a brief look at exactly how things went on in week 2.
No, Snows runs out of ammo where he gets one knock. This is a full sin on the back of the Sineva operator. Does swing across blade. He picks up 2. Snows goes huge.
Seemed to mean business moving up into Thai prison. Up comes the bush, and that is it. L Snows. So the pressure is just too much. As one player goes down too easy, just locking in, popping off. One more to go. Oh, beautiful headshot. Oh. But now it is going to be absolute pressure continuing to flow here. Oh no, FX gets taken out. Down they go.
Team Liquid Mendo. That is a ton of value from Team Liquid. They were going to go up to Ridge. They heard the shots and they came into the party. Widows as a solo, having to take down a duo.
In onto the position here. So I think they did a stand-up job, but now, of course, then it is going to be Nadeshot. Up right behind them there, so it could be a big upset. Look at that hit, though. That easy win unlocked. SSG, though, not going to be looking to make this one Easy as Killzone. Beautiful send. Makes it look effortless. And ooh.
Perfect. Oh, wait, it's FX. They don't have a Tempest. It's just about gunning down your opponent. Too easy. Still on brick. Killzall holding the long angle. 9 seconds on the clock, and Killzall's killing everybody. Here comes Liquids. They've got a Tempest going for a steal. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. 2. SSG have held the line yet again. SSG continue to add more salt to the wound of all their opponents. Nobody can stop Spacestation Gaming.
Oh, again, another absolutely impressive performance coming through here from Killzall. Just so on the money, but he is not done yet as he continues to clean up the airdrop though. We do see some champagne coming through here. The shots starting to fire across the way. Now Killzall
has the most damage in the entire group stage for a reason. He's got 1, he's got 2, and it's all of them. He doesn't need any help.
Well, in assets that they've been able to secure so far. Ooh, but it does take quite a bit of a swing over to Liquid. Now it is now Lord Jacob trying to push up the side.
That is maybe the most valuable incendiary I've ever seen. Just full send. Here comes the Toxil to try to full send, but there's no way they're getting to the... Oh, they can just wipe them. Just kill them all, and maybe it pauses. You have 4 seconds. You got to full send it, and he's actually going to try to stick it. We're not looking. Kaz going to let him steal it. Unbelievable. That should not have gone off with a single second left, and Hotstick's still alive. Mindo's still alive. BTH just faltering.
I mean, I said it, and the replay sure as hell showed it. Last week was absolutely insane. EG, Evil Genius, is out victorious with the double mantle break and 30 squad points to boot. Tiff, what a week that was.
I mean, that was a solid, right? When you kind of break it down with groups B and C, it's stellar performance. If you're going to go absolutely flawless and double brick it out like that, that's exactly where you need to be. Of course, we won't be seeing them here today, and that's totally fine. We will get Leviathan, Fluxo, and I'm so excited to witness what they're going to do because we do have group C and D. However, when we looked back at those highlights, Toby, I thought we were seeing a Killzall montage for a second. Bro was just killing absolutely everyone. Talk about some major points for SSG.
Definitely. Also, for anyone wondering, how did they win with just, I say just, 30 squad points? Well, they won the whole thing in Game 4, which, with this caliber lobby, that is just not something you see happen too often. Effectively, the quickest way you could possibly end a day in that 4th game, getting themselves a double mantle break. Here we see the entire league bracket, how the weeks have gone down so far. We are effectively at the halfway point of the group stage now, with EG netting themselves a win here. But so far, I mean, SSG winning out 3 weeks total so far. No wonder that Killzall is sat tied up in 1st place with Mendo at 30 kills each.
I mean, that's massive, right? We saw a lot of Team Liquid there towards the end of that highlight package. Mendo, welcome back. So good to see you competing yet again here for Delta Force. And it's so fun when people just can apply everything that they've learned, slam it into a game, and then just perform to this level. We knew Team Liquid was going to be extremely kill heavy coming into Americas for the Rise Series 1, and they have done exactly that. Now, the player rankings, though, they're all over the place. Let's look at tournament top assets for the gamers. Can we just imagine why it wouldn't be Killzall Mendo? You know, come on.
He is literally topping every single board possible. That is an unheard of
just better
performance. Nah, it's insane. It is proper insane. I've had the pleasure of watching him play a lot. Never had the chance to cast him. Looking forward to see what they're going to be able to do this weekend. Of course, won't be here today, but so far they're sat sky high in 1st place. 30 match points total, with a total of 97 squad points overall so far. That is incredible for SSG.
Yeah, huge for them, but we have to start looking about kind of where you need to be. You said it right. We're in day 1 of week 3, that halfway mark. So if you're inside that bottom 2, which I'm looking at BTH right now in that 12th slot because Group D is playing today. So if we want to work our way out of that bottom 2 and get into that survivor stage once this whole thing is over and try to qualify right, this is where you've got to get out of the bottom 2, because that survivor stage is going to be an absolute gauntlet.
Oh, yeah.
You just got to get there.
Oh,
you just got to get there.
Definitely. It's not going to to be an easy endeavor at all, especially not with a lobby as fierce as this one. And a lobby that I feel like, again, I mean, yes, we have SSG and Evil Genius out topping off this leaderboard pretty heavily right now, but look at how tight the mid pack is. 3rd down to 6th, just a couple of points in difference. And then 7th down to 10th, equally so a tricky one at that. But of course, we've shared with you now a ton of stats, a ton of leaderboards, a ton of facts of all of this. As if this is going a bit too quick for you, we have a brief explainer. So if you're new to the game, really get out your notebook, get ready to write stuff down, because here is an explainer of exactly how this tournament works.
Delta Force. 1 game, 2 regions, 1 shot at glory. This is the complete guide to Delta Force Rise Series EMEA and Americas Season 1. Everything you need to know, from the very first match to the last squad standing. The path is the same in both regions. It starts with the open qualifiers, open to any team that wants to compete. The best push through to the group stage, where the top 2 advance directly to the finals, bottom 2 eliminated, and the rest battle through the survivor stage to earn their spot. From the open qualifiers, 12 teams have fought their way into the season, and only 1 will lift the trophy. The group stage runs for 4 weeks, with matches every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The 12 teams are split into 4 groups, A, B, C, and D. 3 teams per group. Each broadcast day, 2 groups go head-to-head in a cross-group match. Every match is a 7-round format. 6 teams competing in the same lobby simultaneously, across up to 7 rounds on maps like Zero Dam, Brakkesh, Tide Prison, and Space City. Teams earn squad points by scoring eliminations and accumulating in-game total assets. And on brick rounds, they compete to collect and decode Mandel bricks, artifacts that decide the round winner. Decode 2 Mandel bricks in a match and the victory is locked in, no matter what round you're on. After 12 match days, the group stage standings are final. Places 1 to 2 go straight to the finals. Places 3 to 8 enter Survivor Stage Day 1. Places 9 to 10 drop into Survivor Stage Day 2. Places 11 to 12 are eliminated. The Survivor Stage is where the bracket narrows fast. Day 1 brings those 6 teams together for one 7-round match. The top 2 advance directly to the finals. Places 3 to 6 get 1 more shot. Day 2 mixes the 4 survivors from Day 1 with the 2 teams ranked 9th and 10th from the group stage. Again, 6 teams, 1 7-round match. Top 2 go to the finals. Everyone else is out. 6 teams, 1 day, 1 lobby, 1 match. This is the finals, the ultimate showdown of the season. 2 teams earned it through the group stage. 2 more survived Day 1. The last 2 came through Day 2. Every team deserves to be there. The top 3 finishers earn an invitation to Season 2. Welcome to Delta Force Rise Series EMEA and Americas Season 1. Loot, shoot, extract.
Loot, shoot, extract. They make it sound so simple, but we've seen it time and time again now that that is in fact a incredibly hard endeavor. And of course, with a great tournament format comes important tournament rules. And you know what? Tiff, would you please do the honors of this slide?
Absolutely not. No, just kidding. We're going to get in there, guys. I got you, chat. I got you. If you didn't watch Amiya's earlier today, well, then where were you? Go back and watch it. It was super good. But we're going to keep running it the same thing as it has been here in Week 3, Day 1. Every player is going to get that 1.5 million Technic alloy. Obviously, if you die, you lose your gear. Same thing that's going to happen to you unless it's in your little safe box, right? So just know that we are going to be playing on that Season Echo patch. So you will not see the most current operator. We will see the Season Echo. Of course, the tournament rules, right? You're going to see that 3x3 ultimate safe box. I was talking about the 1.5 million Technic alloy. You have your 12 slot card holder, but your resources, right? This is where you're going to make the big bucks. 800K per elim. Yeah. Every time you get a kill, which is why we're seeing some really massive kill-focused games. You aren't going to have that Mandel brick in map number 1. It's going to be that eco round. We're starting things off on Zero Dam. So we'll see those Mandel bricks later. And then make sure the win condition, your job is to get 2 Mandel bricks to end that series. Here you go. The rules, super fun, guys. Read it all. Make sure you don't. I'm going to quiz you guys later, okay? Because Mandel bricks become available shortly after the match starts. There's going to be some timers, right? You've got 5 minutes to place it in a decoding station. Pick your favorite one, the one that you think you can defend or not. I don't care. As long as you decode that Mandel brick, that's all that matters. You have 4 minutes to do so, and every time it's stolen, it's going to decrease by 30 seconds. The minimum decoding time is going to be that 1 minute, 30 seconds, and hey, if you don't do it, you have to be alive, by the way. If someone kills you while you're decoding, game over. It's not happening.
Exactly, and with important, you also thank you. Tiff, that was a speed run of an explainer, and I completely.
I'll just keep going.
I was impressed. I know you had at least another 10 minutes in you with that one. That was a good performance. Not gonna lie. I don't think I could have kept up like that. But of course, point system on screen here as well. First place. This is not just. Well, okay, we are really just speed running through these graphics today. Important to note.
8 points to win.
8
That's what
points
you gotta know.
win.
That's what you're looking for.
Important to note that with every Mandel break you get plus 1 point. And of course, should you be tied on Mandel breaks, whether it's 0 or 1, then the decider is going to be squad points, which is a combination of kill points and supply points. On screen here, you can see how it works. 1 point for each kill, and then another point for each 2 million Technic alloy you're able to garner. By the end of it all, we're going to have a season finale, and the winner of that whole shebang is going away with $60,000. Of course, it's important to note as well that all the kills you've been able to garner throughout the entire series will net you an additional $50 in your pocket. So, I mean, Killcell, Mendo already starting to put in some pretty big bucks for their team.
I think that's why you're seeing people focus on the kills. No, of course. There's so much to gain throughout the weeks and all of the performances that you throw down. Of course, today we are going to be having Group C and D. So you'll be seeing Leviathan, Fluxo, MW, BTH eSport, Nadeshot, and Team Liquid. I was telling Toby earlier, I might be slightly biased to the boys over at Team Liquid. We go way back. I'm watching you, Hodsig. You better perform to the top caliber tier tonight alongside Mendo, okay?
It's going to be good. It's going to be absolutely insane. You can see the teams here as well, of course. You're obviously never, ever anywhere close to biased, but I was wondering which team you're extra maybe keeping your eyes on today. But you know, before we dive into all of that, let's take a look here. We got the schedule again. We are at the exact halfway point. Week 1 and 2 have concluded. We're in 3, then there's a 4th, and then week 5 is where it all comes down. Survivor Match 1, Survivor Match 2, and then the big finale on August 9th. You do not want to miss out on that.
No, I'm so excited that I'm jumping into week 3, which is crazy because I've only been spectating throughout the first couple of weeks to witness things. You asked me who I was kind of biased about, but I was really excited to see Leviathan, right? They were frying the last time we saw groups C and D together. Sure, they didn't quite get the Mandel bricks there, but what they did get were kills. And when you kind of pull up Eclipse here, you've got that KD of 8. You're looking solid. We're going through Widows, the KD of 6.7. This just goes to show you that they are ready to drop into those assault operators, expect them to go heavy and get on the aggro early.
Definitely. Also sat right at the bottom of that tight mid pack, so a good day today could really skyrocket them up on the leaderboard. Same thing to be said for Matt when MW here. Not off to the greatest start so far, but net themselves a couple of points, and then all of a sudden you're sat in a top 8 territory. As long as you can get out of that bottom 2, and at least you have a fight through the survivor stage, then there's always a chance for you to come out and do something big.
The best part about having that mid pack being so tight is it allows your bottom 2 teams to really jump out of it, right? And one of those mid pack teams is going to be Fluxo. So they're feeling confident, knowing that they are just under that double-digit point on our group stage leaderboard. This is where you just say, all right, I want to come out, I want to grab some kills, maybe find a couple Mandel bricks along the way, maybe double it, maybe end our series in, 4 or 5 games. We saw it happen, it could happen again. But as we look through our match 7 lineups, there is Group C, Leviathan, FX, and MW. Chat, I'm curious to hear who you're most excited about and who you're pulling for, but we still have Group D.
Exactly, and a good group at that, starting things off with BTH eSports, currently, unfortunately, down the bottom of the leaderboard. But you know what? I mean, we've seen it in EMEA last week, I believe it was, one team that was set second to last overall. They had one good day, all of a sudden they're set top 4. Obviously, a bit of a stretch here, but theoretically, if they come out with 10 points, 2 breaks, and a win, they're sat in 7th place in part of that cost up towards the top half of the board. So, it's a good day for BGH. Could really get something going.
And here's Team Liquid, guys. I was talking about him earlier. You got Boy, Hodzic, Mendo, and Precision. So I'm excited. We saw Mendo topping a lot of those leaderboards alongside Killsaw. 11.2 KD, 12.8. There is a reason. There is a mission that Team Liquid is looking for. You mentioned $50 per kill. These boys are definitely earning.
Oh, yeah. Definitely sat in top 3 currently. And hopefully by the end of the day, looking to surpass both EG and Spacestation Gaming on the overall leaderboards. And then, of course, last but definitely not least, Team Nature Slept, KRSAP, and Ismail. They're just, again, incredible players in their own rights, too.
huge. Best part about them is they were the winners of the last time we saw Group C and D. They got 2 Mandel bricks once in Game 2 and then once again in Game 6. So we ended in 6 for C and D. Likely could see that here as well. Will Nadeshot be able to run it back in this group matchup? Or will we see a new winner emerge? Like I said earlier, guys, Leviathan was frying. They just didn't net themselves a Mandel brick, right? So maybe we can put it all together tonight and have a crazy series. When you pull up the map rotation, it's going to look incredibly familiar, guys. You do have that eco round on Zero Dam. And when I say eco round, it's because we have an airdrop only. You're limited to bringing in not the highest caliber ammo, so you're going to see a lot of teams basically duking it out. Who will they bring in? Well, maybe some D-Wolves, especially if they're going to be focusing on those kills, Toby.
Definitely. We're seeing a lot of action to start things off, as you can see here as well. Most popular operators, definitely D-Wolf, Raptor as well. And then Vlinder. I don't feel like we see Vlinder too much, despite being on graphic here. Maybe that's more of an American thing compared to EMEA, but we'll see how much action Vlinder gets.
Yeah, you really didn't see too much Vlinder in EMEA today.
Yeah, exactly.
Not until later.
We'll see. We'll see what ends up happening as we get thing going here on Zero Dam, as you said, for the air supply round 2, and to get some economy going early on. But definitely Raptor up there with the 33% pick. We've even seen teams go for the double Raptor, so utilizing both their operator picks for Raptor on this map before. Same thing with Nox, same thing with D-Wolf as well, something you see quite often. They want that aggression, they want that fighting capability here to start things off.
You start thinking about kind of their package, right? The EMP grenades from Raptor, really fun in a lot of those close range engagements. But let's go ahead and peruse through some of our player cams here today before we get into game number 1 of Zero Dam. We are just getting locked. We're making sure that everything is set up. I'm looking at the clips and my man is just like, I am so laser focused. Widows, I don't think his forehead could be any closer to that monitor, and that's okay, because that's a sign of a true gamer.
Definitely. And I'm just going to say, I'm all for having these player cams. Of course, when we had the tournaments coming into the Rise series itself, you know players by name, but just a webcam, just getting to see like who are they, where are they, it's such a big part of creating community, creating fandom for these players. Of course, a lot of them will have some level of fame from other games, some a lot, some a little, some none, but getting to see who they are, where they're even here for Marino with his with his stat set behind him. This is just absolutely amazing. Just getting ready. Yeah, exactly. He already got his trophy cage, just getting ready to pile it up with rewards.
No, I know. That's my favorite thing, especially seeing how people organize their backgrounds and throw things in there. I mean, I've got some crazy stuff in kind of a comfy chair, but these players are locked. Look at him. He is vibing. He's like, dude, we're about to throw down. It's Zero Dam. I know this map like I could do it in my sleep.
I need to know what he's vibing to. There's definitely some good tunes taking place in that headset right now, and looked like he was on for a good time. Again, BCH, they're sitting at the bottom of the leaderboard. There's only really one way here, and it's up. So we'll see what Sudi and the guys can do as we get ready for the game to get started in just a few moments. It's just such a good time to be back on board here with Delta Force action. And again, I mean, coming into this day when you don't have the top 2 teams playing, you're kind of thinking, oh well, then what's there to play for? Well, you got every team set right behind them on the hunt. And again, I mean, literally impossible not to have somebody overtake at least one of these teams in the top today. Will it be Team Liquid? Will it be Team Nadeshot? Will it be Leviathan further down the board to get it done? Well, just moments away from finding out.
Well, let's get ready to get into it. Before we jump into round 1, guys, we've got a quick giveaway. A redeemable code is about to appear on your screen for the first time. It's the Nikomimi spray paint. Be quick. It has a limited number of activations, chat, and they were going so fast in EMEA. So make sure, because once they're gone, they're gone. Good luck. PS, guys, there's 35 redemptions, so you gotta be quick.
Usually by the time we're finished with this call out, they're already gone. So you gotta be quick.
Yeah, they're like, bye.
You gotta be
So you're
quick.
saying there's no chance for me?
Yeah, same. Yeah, I was talking with Vivid about that last week as well, going, yeah, I should have had my game up, you know, on a second monitor or something, but nope, not happening. They're gone. Players, viewers, simply too quick to get those codes in swift. But as you can see here, we are getting things started over on Zero Dam. Start things off right away, and incredible. Let's take a look at some of the operators. Are we seeing any double operators in use? I don't think we are, but as we expected as well, D-Wolves and Raptors all over the place.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to look at that. I'm looking at our tier 1 spawns, especially around the admin area. You've got Team Liquid that's going to be benefiting from the west side of admin, and you immediately have Team Nadeshot. Could be some big fights early on towards the right. And the best part about if you didn't get a tier 1 spawn this game is you're probably going to get it, you know, 50% chance of it next game, right? Because if you get a T1 spawn in Zero-Dam, you can't get it back to back. So for that first Mandel Brick round, you'll be able to grab it. But for those over in Barracks, looking to get action early. But honestly, Nadeshot might be off to a good start.
Definitely. Say it already gone down to the hands of Team Liquid. So should be some loot to boot there as well. And it's always kind of interesting with admin. I've always just thought of that as being the pivotal, like that's the hot zone, that's where everyone's brawling it out. But in EMEA, it actually hasn't quite been the case. Oftentimes, it's stalled out for a bit because everyone in and around admin know to expect the fight, know to expect to get third-partied from Substation, from Barracks as well. So they tend to slow down. So unless if we see like a big brawl right off the bat, which already now we're seeing that's not the case, then usually it kind of stalls out for a little bit. Yeah, exactly. We'll see if they do end up like, you know, pulling off, like forcing a fight, because that's the thing. Teams tend to get a little scared of being the ones forcing the fight, as we're seeing a lot of reds being pulled early on. Not too much value in them, but we're continuing. Did Americas just say, you know, we'll get all the reds that EMEA aren't getting? Because last week in EMEA, it was a very dry day for reds.
Nah, we're just absolutely buffed right now, and they're definitely moving some things around, making sure they're getting it into those safe boxes early. But when we get BTHs, now mind you, BTH was in the bottom too, so a strong eco round and some nice kills can really benefit them here in this series to turn things around. And keep on looting. Honestly, my favorite part about this, Mendo pulls some nice reds. Okay, Team Liquid going up 1.4 mil thus far.
Hey, that's a good start. That is exactly what you want again. I mean, when you're getting admin early on, you're wanting to get something out of it. It's... I still think people would rather have their tier 1 spawns be exclusively on the main rounds, obviously, because they are the win con in the tournament. But if you are to be getting one in a Zero-Dam or a Brakkesh round, which are our two Zero-Dam or Type Prison, then you might as well make the most of it. Right now, Liquid sure are. Sat somewhat close to Team Nadeshot still, but as I was saying, as long as those fights don't come instantly, it tends to stall out a bit in and around app. And also, we're down under 16 minutes now. Of course, the first ults that you get take 2 minutes to boot, so now both teams are aware that ults are available on both sides, so make sure that much more cautious when it comes to taking those early fights in the game.
And you can see that everyone is kind of poised to have those engagements. We do have kind of the lone Viren over there, a couple D-Wolves, a Nox being expended this early on. So we're going to see some maybe interesting aggro fights, especially if they're stalled out. Then imagine after those post airdrops. Like, it's going to drop in 5 seconds here. You're going to see potentially that AWM, the ALM, or an M82 with 5 rounds of ammo that's going to hit the ground. Curious to see which spawn it does happen and who it favors.
Yeah. You know what? Contrary to what we usually see, it's actually the admin spawn for the airdrop. It tends to always come down on the money, extract down towards where MW is, all around major substation, like just north thereof. But this one is slammed straight down in admin. I mean, you already got yourself a pretty hot area, and all of a sudden, now all eyes are turning this direction.
All right. Well, let me just tell you, Delta Force Rise Americas, you are proving to have an interesting first day for me. I'm looking at Team Liquid. I'm looking at Nadeshot right there in admin. You can see them both kind of putting some feelers out towards that airdrop. And MW, who was down by that money extract, basically being like, dang. Now we got to go potentially look for it. We're going to be late. Maybe we can capitalize if a fight breaks out, but that's about it for them.
That's the thing, right? Do you want to be the ones to try and instigate this fight? Do you want to be the ones to try and push these teams closer towards one another? Also, with no shots fired pretty much at all at this point yet, just a couple of knife stabs at the butts in and around here. I mean, you know there's going to be people right on you as soon as you start taking the fight, so you got to be so cautious of what's happening around you. Looks like BTH might set up the wall breaker mission here. Not sure if that's what they're kind of waiting for. Maybe hiding out to see if anyone else is coming this way. Yeah, I think that's exactly what they're doing. They're expecting somebody to come this way, maybe run for the airdrop as well, and see if they can ambush them. As Leviathan now hopping off the zip lines towards the northeast, up towards the dam itself, and maybe they're eyeing this airdrop as well.
I'm definitely eyeing it. We're 12:45 left of the match, so just to have 6 minutes extended. So Leviathan peeking in with them. Nadeshot. Oh, we're making
dangerous.
first contact. There goes the smoke. Down and out, and we're going to pull it right into the open. You got to be quick about it.
Yep, that's a good pickup early on. Get yourself the 338 AP. We know what that comes with. That is the big boy arm in hand. They will be well rewarded. Not just the value of the ammo, but of course the rifle itself as well. As they not get the gun, they're, I don't want to say stuck in containers, but at least they're sat here for now. Question is whether Leviathan, because they kept one up high. As you can see, Windows is, well, no, actually now it jumped down, but must have seen it being taken, at least must have seen the smoke deployed, and therefore I think that's why they're calling them back. Yeah, you can see Eclipse and Social, they're both running back the other direction.
Interesting, because I was curious, because in EMEA this morning, basically what happened is they actually left the on the map in map number 1 and just said, yeah, no, it's fine. We're not going to take it, which I thought was kind of wild. Maybe you wanted to have it for that Mandel Brick round, but this, do we save it for the Mandel Brick? Do you want to get some early picks here for a Zero Dam? Does it going to create that opening in the fight that we typically see? But we know that the majority of our fights happen in such a close range combat on Zero Dam. You've just got to be ready for that. And honestly, will that help you? Maybe. Just use it for some fights.
And situations like this is exactly where you want that arm in hand, is for those transition picks. Whenever you see someone at a distance able to pick one off, that is exactly where you want to have that one-tap beast of a bold action sniper in hand. Of course, also important to note, if I don't remember wrong, there's a change this season of the league that you cannot store your arm ammo in your safe box, which of course, I mean, in tournaments past, it is one of the big economy boosts as well, getting those 100k bullets working for you. So since you can't, that's also if we're not extracting anyway, then we might as well try and fight with the arm, you know. We'll see though what's going to happen here as Team Nadeshot get themselves up to 2.8. We're seeing the Hawk come out now as well. Loud able to take it out early on, but they have Leviathan on one side. They have Team Nadeshot set up by the elevator extract already as well, and then Liquid still kind of chilling and looking around in admin proper. But this is a fight just waiting to happen.
There we go, utility. Back and forth, a nice disengagement, but you just want to be able to swing the numbers in your favor. Get that opening pick. Not going down through the bushes, trying to connect around the vehicle. It's Socio immediately grabbing the knock. Beautifully done. And that's what I'm talking about. You pick one off and you immediately full send. Don't even allow them. But when that connects the EMP, I was telling you how important that can be. But Socio pushes right through.
Incredible flank coming through from him. Saw one first, got the disconnected on the other, gets the second one down too. And just like that, MW immediately torn to shreds by, I mean, those are multiple player effort, but I gotta give it to Socio. His flank play on that one turned out to work perfectly.
Yeah, definitely some clean kills from them for Madwin. However, finding yourself near the bottom of that group series standings and going out in Zero Dam first, not the strongest start, but that's okay because we still have a majority of our series left. Am I talking about it? Do we go game 7? Because you never know what we're going to get for Leviathan, who had been lurking nearby.
Yeah.
After taking that fight, he retreats and just puts the angles right up.
Remember, they do have the arm if they so up to use it. Socio going for the continuous spray here, trying to keep them at bay, but this is going to be a little bit annoying to him. In Leviathan, they get themselves the wipe on one team, of course. Not only a lot of loot to boot, but also they net themselves a quick math 2.4 mil in the pocket just off of the eliminations alone. You see, I do have a brain. See if I could do math on
I'm so proud of you. I was looking at you mathing. I was like, there is one thing as a commentator that you don't do. It's math live. Because I'll be like, 2 + 2 = 13. And people are like, excuse me? And I'm like, just trust.
That's how it works.
Trust the process.
It does. Nice little info angle there from Eclipse as well to see what's going on over the other side. But of course, I mean, we know that on Zero Dam, we're somewhat limited in our extraction points, at least ones where you can get your entire team out with you. The elevator is one of the few, and Leviathan now well aware that Team Nadeshot is sat on the one inside. We do have the second airdrop come down, and BTH, well, they should get it for free. I say that though, but looks like Leviathan actually running forward as well.
Leviathan is currently sprinting.
Oh, yeah.
Because not only do they want to get in on these kills, but also when you think about the second airdrop, sure, it comes in about that 9-minute mark, but you're getting high value supplies. And it's definitely going to boost up whatever loot value you are going to have. You can see them come through. BTH is going to get it smoked down, but here is Leviathan ready to get into more action.
Decent pick up there. A lot of goals, but no reds, no big rifles come through either, but able to at least disengage from this one. Leviathan now all set behind the truck here on the opposite side. We'll see what BTH makes of it. If they just want to keep them at bay or if they're actually looking to take a fight proper here. Shots continuously fired as FX. Well, they've been quiet the entire game. Also, unfortunately for them, while having the majority of the western side of the map to themselves, they haven't really been able to find a whole lot of value. So you could say that, I mean, with nothing to lose, might as well see if you can go pick a fight somewhere. And I think FX, they're creeping in behind BTH here. And if they can, I mean, time this right and get a good third party in, we are in for a what could be a pretty bloody fight down towards the major substation.
You can definitely see the way they're navigating through this, being incredibly cautious. They could hear some things. Elsewhere, BTH actually picks up a knock onto Leviathan. So this should be FX's, like, kind of signature. Hey, we hear things that are happening. We need to move, and we need to move now.
Definitely. Sojo already fallen down. We just complimented him for his flank push before. Now he pushes up on his own, and BTH immediately punched him for doing so. He is only down for now, so a chance for Leviathan to go pick him up, but already at a disadvantage this early on in the fight. I think that's going to keep them very hesitant of going and trying to re-engage. And Eclipse and Widows, you can see they're both backing off of this one. Maybe Sojo, you know what? I mean, when you get a 1-for-2 like that, as he did in the previous fight, I'm feeling it. I'm going for it. Maybe he got a little overzealous there.
Hey, sometimes you get like that, right? That confidence starts heating up. You're like, you know what? I'm feeling this. Just trust. And it's totally fine. Leviathan still keeping tabs out. Hey, can we go ahead and get Socio back up? What's our move? Get some eyes in the sky and kind of map out our play, because you are in that 2v3 situation. But hey, if Socio can get a two-piece early on, we just have to be smart about this. And they've got coverage, right? So breaking down inside that building, you know, the moment you hop on Socio to hit the res, they're going to pop out.
Definitely. And to make matters even worse, FX have now crept into the substation area as well. So that's our two areas of focus for the time being. Up towards the elevator extract and then down inside major substation proper. FX are actually continuously moving pretty aggressively forward here. Now we're seeing the Allura ult come in, that rocket being thrown on forward. They do get info with it as well. So this fight should go on, and indeed we do actually get a knock through with it as well. Marino finding Toot.
All right, well, get on in there. Definitely looking to hold back the angles. As you see, incendiaries on the board. Leviathan, though, look what we have done. We have recovered Socio. You said, hey, too little too late with the FX moving in. No, it saves them. Leviathan goes for the reset, and now FX is in control of this engagement with BTH. Marino here on the screen is going to do a nice little jiggle peek after. Just have to time this well, and Lord tries to hold on, but unfortunately it stays too open.
Yep, it's FX versus BTH all the way through, and FX come out victorious. They do lose one for it, though. Issue now is Leviathan is sat just outside the wall. They're just not really in a position from where they can properly third-party engage this. It takes them too long to get around the side. They do have the numbers advantage, though, as long as they can get in before the rest comes through. Issue is Team Nadeshot are coming down alongside the wall. You can see them on your minimap in the top left here as well. The yellow indicators there, they're making a run for this fight too.
And who better than to do it? Get them out there. Ooh. But up we go and immediately get poked and prodded. The angle as Team Nadeshot has moved in, slept here on the Viren. Definitely going to be loving the mobility that we get around these buildings. So now FX has to be wary of Team Nadeshot. We talked about their success in Group C versus D just the last time they played. And now they're going to be riding high off that for Widows, Eclipse. You have to hold every angle. And they're still trying to hold the body as well and not let them have it.
And to make matters even worse, look who's coming in from the south. It's the Grey Horse from down under trying to make the wrap around, and successful in doing so for now. If they time this right, Liquid could be feasting off of this fight. Taking place right now. Marino solo player left alive, swings the corner, finds Crisp as well. That is a great takedown early on. Still a lot of work for him to do, but at least able to get himself the 800k guaranteed with elimination.
I love the way we just witnessed this, right? Just get a little more aggressive. You see Mendo kind of eyeing it up, wanting to pad his kill stats throughout the Americas. Boy as well. Widow's half health. Doesn't matter. Still grabs the knock. Ends it with the headshot. Boy on the screen.
I feel like we're seeing the same situation take place 3 times over. Now everyone going in, we're the third party coming into this fight. Next team goes, we're the fourth party, we're the fifth party, and so on and so forth. And just like that, almost every fight of this match so far has taken place just here outside of the mat when elimination early on the east side of admin. Every team has been either in or just outside the major substation, and we're down to just 2 teams left with all 3 players up. Nadeshot and FX both severely wounded.
Yeah, I was gonna say Leviathan and Team Liquid are teams of 3. Definitely at the tops in terms of loot value. A stellar 0 dam for them. For Nadeshot and FX, right? About that 1 million loot value. Down to 1, like you mentioned. And recovery, not imminent, right? Leviathan still holding. And now they're going to have this battle across Team Liquid. So my thing is, do we see some single players try to extract, or do we just want to take some pop shots at this fight as it breaks out?
Exactly. Only a minute and a half left of just a little there over as Mendo gets the triple blasters in. Not doing too much damage with it, but grants them a little bit of extra space to make the adjustment around Marino. Solo player again, I mean, but he's looking for this. He wants a third party, and he knows that they're fighting one another. Maybe he can find an open angle, and indeed he does. Not too much damage done with it, though, as he's now been spotted. Has to back off.
Definitely has, and you can get caught from all different angles, and the Chow comes in, utility going out, and FX has been eliminated out of 0 dam. First slept from Team Nadeshot, has not been able to recover Crisp or Smile, but what he does do is maybe bites off more than he can chew, immediately dives around for the wrap. However, Team Liquid has done a 2-1 split, watching all angles of our building here. So slept has to be smart about this.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Solo player left alive again. I mean, it's the value, the 800,000 with the elims. Of course, he's not in any way, shape, or form expecting to extract. I don't think anyone is, with under a minute left to go in this 0 dam round. Everyone is fighting for the elims. Everyone is fighting for those extra points. Some players, I mean, we did see a lot of reds be pulled early on. And Leviathan is set at just under 4 mil so far. Of course, a lot of that value will be in the safe boxes. So, we'll see how much more aggression we see out of Leviathan and Team Liquid to finish off this one. Just 25 seconds left in the game as slept. Again, still the solo player here trying to keep angles on literally everything going on.
Immediately gets marked and says, I've got to move. We've got to keep going. With 14 seconds remaining, you are 100% right. We are vibing. Hope you've got some goods in your safe box and you got the kills that you wanted. For Team Liquid, definitely not getting what they wanted, but does it come in here? No, Hodsick falls as Widows. Leviathan picks up another kill at the very last moment.
A last second 800K added to the bank. And also, of course, again, I mean, the $50 prize pool edition right down the pocket. Not going to be complaining about that. As we see 0 dam come to an end. As we've seen it a couple of times so far in this tournament, no extractions in those early air supply rounds. Everyone going for the kills early on. And, well, you know what? I mean, it's if we said we wanted action, I feel like 0 dam delivered.
Yeah, it definitely did. It was very different than history had explained for me for 0 dam, right? Definitely fun, right? We saw the action there at Major Substation, but it just kept being that third party, fourth party, fifth party, and everyone was maybe playing a bit more cautious because they were waiting for these fights to break out and then trying to focus on it. And the real winners of that entire map to me are Leviathan, right? Yeah. You immediately have Socio pick up a 2-piece, but then falls, as you say, he overextends in the next engagement, but because FX moves in, they're like, no, we get to pick up Socio for free and then take more fights. They walk away with 5 kill points.
I mean, the fact
so clean.
The fact that they are the first ones to take a casualty, and I mean, I know no one extracted in the end, but they're the first ones to take casualties off of that fight in the end of it against BTS, but they also are the ones to stay with 3 in the end. It is so important. One thing is your fracking capabilities, but being able to get your fallen players back on their feet, pivotal in who comes out victorious in these games. They only end up extracting with 1.2 mil, but still the 5 elims right down the pocket for them. Plenty of money to boot for the first Mantle Break round coming up in just a few.
Yeah, and as I look around, kind of look, Fluxo grabs 4, right? And Fluxo was one of those teams that kind of wrapped around immediately onto the major substation. But BTH, definitely not their strongest here, but round 1 top killers. Socio, of course, a big 2-piece on the first fight that we saw up north on Zero Dam. Goes down, but still finds 1 more to grab 3. Marino there for 2, and then we're going to round it out as well. Keep an eye on Leviathan, because I'm saying top damage dealers, you've got 2 out of 3 with Marino, who had 2 kills, grabbing a nice 551.
And what an incredible day for Leviathan with stepping up. Of course, I mean, the day is far from over, but as we were saying, coming into the day, they're sat down in that bottom portion of the middle pack, but they're so close in points. Just, I mean, a somewhat decent day could see them jump into 3rd on the overall leaderboard. Mendo will be the one getting out with the most bang for buck, 745k. Nothing too extreme, but considering the fact that no one got your extract, I think you count yourself satisfied with that, given the chaos that we saw. But the round MVP will go over to Sojo and his 3 kill points.
Yeah, I mean, look, super strong for me right there, right off the rip. If you are going to get aggro early on, that's what I want to see, especially in the econ round there at Zero Dam. But where you really got to amp it up is when we throw down the Mandelbrick round.
Oh yeah, that's going to be coming up in just a short moment. Always lovely to see how teams invest their money that they're able to garner coming into those first brick rounds. Of course, important to mention as well, if you want to keep track on anything going on the leaderboard, all of that, multiple good sites for it, you can hop over to Play Delta Force's official homepage, where they've got their eSport site set up now for all the stats that you would possibly want to see. Well, Tiff, we were teasing it. We want to see Mandelbrick rounds, but first, before we get there, let's take a quick break. So see you again in just a few.
Two members, now the odds are in their favor, 2v1. Everything getting spammed away, and MT getting a little... So hang on a second, NL! Look at that! It's an absolute sweat! This... And LG's got him, they're here, lines them up, even through the shot, you're nuts! The last remaining 3 BOV, they find 2 instant knocks, the Elm's gonna be hopping off that.
Got the Mandelbrick. Find it. Stop them. Mandelbrick decoded. Nice work, operator.
The time to strike is now. Do not let me down, operator.
Decoding has begun. Defend the area.
Is about to take the first hit to bring up the tournament. And they're going to do it.
What goes around, comes around.
Oh, I'm not going to do very much. Though. You get barrel stuff. Steiny is getting aggressive.
See what I did there? You ain't seen nothing yet.
Let's knock them off their feet.
There we go. Much damage, and there it is.
Well, you wanted a break. I hope you caught your breath, because we do not have time to sit around and wait things out. No, these players want to get back on this server as fast as can be, as we're gearing up for this coming Brakkesh round. The one and only Air Supply Plus Mandelbrick round that we'll be getting here in today's broadcast. Of course, welcome back everyone to the Rise series. I'm Toby, joined by Tiff. And Tiff, if this Zero Dam round that we just saw is any indicator of what we're in for, this is going to be absolutely amazing.
It's going to be a wild ride. So let's go ahead and pull up that leaderboard for Group C and D. We have about 1 round done. And now you see Leviathan there with their 5 kill points, their supply points at 4. Total squad points is 9. Fluxo, though, not too far behind them because they walked away with the 4 KP early as well. For Team Nadeshot, they were your winners of Group C and D the last time these two faced off. Maybe not the strongest start. We did see Madwin fall early on, as well as BTH, but when you talk about it, right, we're moving into our first Mandel Brick round. Of course, the Brakkesh on round 2. We also have the airdrops that will be in the game also. So if you grab that AWM early on, maybe you want to use it. Maybe you're feeling pretty solid about it, as well as our operator picks that could come through. You can see we've already expended a couple D-Wolves throughout. We did see one Viron. We did see a Vlinder come through apparently. But for our most popular operators on Brakkesh, Toby, Uluru, Raptor, and Gizmo.
Yeah, it's always fun because I feel like Brakkesh is one of those, because it's both, I mean, I guess in part because it's both a Mandel Brick and air supply rounds, there's multiple ways to go about it. If you really didn't get anything early on, you can kind of lean back and say, great, you know what, we'll let them fight for the brick. We'll just take the looting portion of it and then gear up for the rounds to come. But also on the operator side of things, we've started seeing more and more teams dare, and I say dare, to use their Tempests on Brakkesh as well. We oftentimes see Tempest being like the must play on Space City because of the value that she brings and being able to go in and either place or steal Mandel Bricks. But we've seen teams kind of dare to go out and pick them early on here on Brakkesh. So curious to see if anyone's going to opt to do that as we get a look at the spawn predictions. As you said earlier, Tiff, you cannot get the same spawn twice over in terms of tiers. So because Team Liquid and Team Nadeshot got that tier 1 spawn on Zero Dam, they will not be able to get them this time around. Having said that, though, of course, just because you spawn on tier 1 doesn't mean you're guaranteed a brick in any way, shape, or form. As a matter of fact, oftentimes we see the teams coming in late to the party being the ones out victorious with it. So maybe that tier 1 spawn is a bit of a bait.
It might be, right? Reminder, guys, that Mandel Brick was going to spawn at Royal Museum. So those 2 tier 1 spawns definitely going to be beneficial. Do you hop on it? Do you look for an early fight? Yeah. Even those tier 3 spawns in the north are not bad, okay? But it's the ones that you can see. Maybe you get down to the new Tower of Babel and you're spawning down there. You're going to get great loot, but you're going to have a journey up north as we look at the vibes. Okay, Pildora, vibes are high.
Good times.
Slept locked in.
Yeah.
Nadeshot knows this was the first map that they got their Mandel Brick. The last time we saw Group C and D, they locked it up in 2. They got another one in 6. They know they can do it again. Hod 6 probably scheming right now.
Oh yeah, he
looks like a schemer.
They got plans. They got plans. They know what's up. They know what they want to do. Of course, getting ready with the loadouts for the round to come. Maybe debating who's playing what and what not. I would imagine that they've got that on lockdown already. As they're all getting ready. Mendo representing Scandinavia. You know what? Thank you. Thank you, friend. I know that Denmark and Sweden aren't always the best of friends, but today I'm cheering you on, Mendo. Let's just be one united Scandinavia for this broadcast.
All right, fine. I'll hype Mendo up solely for the fact he's got the Todoroki in the back. I do love a good MHA vibe, so if you're going to throw Todoroki in there, my boy.
All good. All good. And then, too, we don't know what's in his background.
See,
he's just
there we are.
See,
Todoroki back there, guys. Hey. Oh, wait, I see Deku there, too. My bad. My little V-Mix had it covered. Nah, we got Deku as well. That's a solid vibe.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Again, I mean, just the player cams, it adds so much personality. They're no longer just names on your screen. No, these are real people sitting back playing these games, getting ready for the tournament to come. Now, before we get into this round, which is just moments away from starting, you've got to watch your screen for this redeemable code. We're getting one more up, and believe you me, guys, this is one of the good ones. You get the SR3M Combat Ready. Look at that beast of a skin. Make sure to redeem it as soon as you can, because the activations are limited to just 25. So, and it's gone. Yep, that's that meme.
Is it gone?
It's gone.
Are you in chat right now?
Yeah,
literally, I was going to go check with chat. They're going to be like, how is it already gone? This is where I would put my SR3M skin if I had it. Like, hello?
Cool. It is cool. It is really cool. But here we are into Brakkesh. We go curious again to see what we're playing with. I'm expecting a lot of Uluru. Again, we didn't talk too much about the prediction screens in terms of, or like percentage screen on operators. Uluru brings so much to Brakkesh. A lot of open area, a lot of open space for that Uluru rocket to either, well, go for targets or just get info. Really, really convenient. If we look at the left part of the screen, yep, literally every single team has an Uluru on here.
And I see no Tempest.
No
we are not going to
Tempest.
be like the EMEA early, okay? There were about half the teams that brought out a Tempest in Brakkesh, but as you can see, look at the middle of your map. Leviathan are blessed here early on. In Royal Museum, we go alongside Madwin, FX, and Nadeshot going with the tier 3 spawns. Everyone else down at the new Tower Babel. And look at the contact that we're already getting. Pildora getting lit up and has to see, can we disengage? But Widows, guys, you know Socio wants to get in on the action.
I'm not one to pick favorites in anything when it comes to casting. I like my unbiased approach to things, but I gotta admit,
you can keep that.
You can admit, Matt wins with a chance to get immediate revenge for what happened in the previous game. If they just go out and completely blindside Leviathan now, that would be a good feeling, you know? Like, okay, we gave you 0 damage. You took us out early there, but now we come back and swing hard over on Brakkesh. But it looks like the fight is stalled for at least a moment. Widow's here in a nice kind of cross-angle position. Is he? I think, yeah, he's been called out. They know exactly where he is.
Ooh, they are. Especially if you're going to be that early, right? Your incendiaries, the lineups are going to have to be perfect. But look at MW going straight for the Mandel Brick. Now, here's the cool thing about this. If they can get it done here on Brakkesh with preserving their Tempest, saving it for Space City later, brilliant for them. Which decoding station are we choosing? Do we grab the one that is right here? Okay. Yeah, we're doing it.
And this one is...
Start the timer, y'all.
Yep, we're on. We're on board with it already. And this one is so hard to contest. That's the issue with it. It's not, I mean, and the main reason that it's so difficult to contest is because you're obviously not just fighting the team defending it. You're fighting all the other teams trying to get it as well. And these angles, these corridors of the inside of the museum are so hard to make your way through. Like, you're effectively just elbowing people left and right to push forward towards the Mandel Brick. And by the time you get there to fight the team actually defending it, you're most likely down to 1 or 2 players left alive in your vest. Well, that's probably not on you either. So look for MW to try and see if they can claim this one early on and maybe get the help of other teams around them in trying to defend this position.
Yeah, and that's where I think Aluru is going to be really cool, which is why everyone is running him, because not only is he so good for the defense, but with the incendiary, those kind of things that you can immediately utilize to try to finesse the corners, you immediately impact it. So, boy, Team Liquid here, still at the Tower of Babel alongside BTH. They can't worry about what's going on with the Mandelbrick. They're just going to have to trust that another team is hitting the decode station because we are contested down here.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. And for anyone getting anxious, maybe you're new to the Delta Force esports scene. First of all, welcome. Lovely having you here. Hopefully you'll stick around. Secondly, 2 minutes 40 on the decoder. Plenty of time. We've seen teams go down to literally just 3-4 seconds left on it as they start making the run for it. So still plenty of time on the clock for this decoding to take place. We got 2 teams around here. It's Madwin obviously defending. Then Leviathan and Team Nadeshot now have made their way on in, looking to try and see if they can claim this early on.
I mean, we're just over 2 minutes, which is where I feel like teams start to really maybe make their presence known for the decode. You do a couple of checks and see, hey, can we connect? Where is the location for some of these players? But MW, this would be brilliant. You were talking about, you're like, this is the redemption that they could potentially get. But Leviathan, they're so aggro.
They really are. They want to push in, but also they want to try and see if they can force other teams to take fights for them. That's kind of the bait that everyone is going for here. Yes, you want to be in and you want to be active, but you kind of don't want to be the first team to make a move on this, because oftentimes that comes with a whole lot of damage going your way. And you only have so many ults to work with, so much usual. If you expend it all early on, you can't really do a whole lot to contest. As we see here, another Allure ult over the top. Maybe a bit too narrow of an angle to try and make it work. Oh, but there we go.
The chaos comes through, and Leviathan with the steal back up to 330, and it's starting to tick down. You do have some toxic abilities going back and forth here as BTH trying to stand tall, but they are getting that health just whittled down for that moment. Team Liquid said, all right, let's see what you got. Another Alluru ult here. Hold this, get that info.
just past the opponent there. And yeah, I think for a Team Liquid, they want to get this fight over and done with and start making their way further north. Of course, nice for them to see that the Dakota was reset, so they know there's a fight for it, meaning they don't have to move that quickly. We see it oftentimes that everyone is kind of busy doing other stuff, thinking that other teams on the server will help take out or help keep the decoding taking a bit longer. Then all of a sudden, you get it decoded in the first try, and everyone's like, wait, what? No one's out there contesting? And then you see the team with the decoding going, yeah, we'll take that one for free. But this time around, a lot of people there, meaning Liquid don't have to hurry as much as Nadeshot, just resetting after what was a bit of a skirmish. No fights, no kills on their side, no kills on anyone's side just yet. Everyone's still on their feet.
That's okay. And they're still kind of working towards it. Leviathan and MW. A nice little standoff on this corridor here. Managing those cooldowns will be smart for them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. And there it goes. I love that we kind of kept that damage going through and immediately take down half health on Pildora. Widow's good hold there. Socio takes a bit of damage and has to focus on getting that healed back up.
Issue is, with all these peeks that you're doing, you can see Pildora doesn't have a helmet left. So every single time you peek, you just get more and more wounded. And by the time you're actually fighting for survival in the end of it, well, you might not have a whole lot to work with. So let's see here. Oh, that's a sneaky angle to try and get the decoding stolen. Does he succeed in doing so? Yes, he does. Slapped, sneaks around the corner, able to net it for Nadeshot, at least for the time being.
And the timer goes down, starts at 3 for them, decreases by 30 seconds every time. Marino with the ult goes through, gets the first knock, it's onto BTH. And you might be saying, what, BTH in here? Yeah, they left the new Tower of Babel, said Team Liquid can have it. Instead, meet their makers here of FX as they work to break BTH down.
FX swift and taking out BTH. Perfectly placed utility on their part as well. The incendiary left no options for Lord to get out of there alive. And just like that, a 3 for none on the side of FX. Perfect engagement on their side. So quick in it, they can get the loot on up and run back and get active in this fight for the brick as well. Really good done.
And there it is. Just laying low. MW, 2 minutes on the clock to steal away from Team Nadeshot if we can make it happen. Even Leviathan still lying in wait as FX has taken out BTH now, on their way to Royal Museum. But we still have to be familiar with the fact that there is still one team rotating from the new Tower of Babel. Team Liquid will eventually get here. And honestly, it might be a really good time. If these all people take each other out, Royal Museum could be open.
Definitely. Definitely. Just over a minute 30 left on this one. I have to expect it to be contested once again. And mainly because Nadeshot, the ones defending right now, aren't really in the best position to defend it. I mean, from where Madman is, that's usually where you see the winning team come out from, or where the Leviathan is. Out on the angle that Team Nadeshot is holding, it's very hard to get a proper utility thrown. You can see here now Util being deployed as well to try and do some damage, and actually the lower ult works out for them. They do get him down, but not before Leviathan is able to steal the decoding once again.
And Eclipse is just crawling back to Socio saying, yo, my man, pick me up. Help me, friend. I have fallen. And I love that it was Smile that was able to take him out, as you see Mendo grab as a couple of reds. I say this with Smile because I was reading chat a bit earlier and someone said Smile looks like he doesn't eat vegetables.
Yeah.
Crazy comms. You know what he does, though? So strong. So strong with those Alluru ults.
Definitely. Definitely. Has pulled her on now again. All of Madwin trying to get back inside, trying to reclaim it, but there's so many teams around them. We got Team Nadeshot sat just on the inside here. I mean, if Leviathan wanted, they could get a perfect third-party angle off on this. But you can see as well, not really too eager to engage in it. Nadeshot, they've confined themselves to the small side room here. Going to wait things out, expecting the push to come around the side. They're wanting that off angle around the side, as you can see from here. Smile looking for it once again. Locks some utility on over. Gets the knock onto Loud as well.
Oh, no, for MW. Not going to be good for them, especially if you want to hit the retake onto the Mandel Brick for Team Nadeshot, who had previously been in the running. We have about just over a minute here for Leviathan to convert on this. And the hold is exceptional for MW. They're looking for the pickup. Socio and Eclipse there on the stairway. Mendo tries to feed the ult through the craziest. We're threading needles here with these ults.
Yeah, this area couldn't be any better for Leviathan as well. Literally everyone is fighting right now except for Leviathan. Everyone, that's what I was alluding to earlier. In this position on the map, it's so, I won't say easy, but it's so much easier to try and defend the decoding station when all the teams trying to claim it from you are also fighting one another. Right now, they're just sitting back waiting this one out going, well, I mean, as long as they're fighting each other, I guess no one's going for it. Down to under 30 seconds now as well.
But it's the win condition.
Yep.
And you're getting so close. Who's going to be the brave soul to hop the decode and full send it? Can you even get to it? About to be 15 seconds. I don't know. Leviathan, a strong start in Zero Dam. Converting to a potential Mandel brick here, even with the angles that Widows is looking for.
Now comes the ult. Now comes the ultimate defense. We'll see. Sometimes we'll see a player jump in and defend it on point. Does he go for it at the very last second? No! Not able to get there. Smile gets taken out by Widows just in time. And Leviathan able to net themselves the first break of the day. What an incredible performance as we now see the leaderboard completely pop off. Leviathan on all fronts taking fights to both Madwin and Team Nadeshot.
They're like, there's nothing to wait for. We can just kill each other now, right? Okay, we get more points this way. 800k Technic for each. Oh my god, the fact that you get all of it.
Definitely. Let's take a listen in now to Leviathan and see what they've done so far, how they're feeling.
Wow, I just rolled. It's not me.
You're good.
They're both one. You could flank them hard. You could hard flank them.
Yeah.
I think you guys can get out. Just go left.
I'm gonna go extract Eclipse. Maybe stay here. You take like look, you stay here. Maybe you can capitalize. You can hear what you hear. Maybe they push in. I don't know. You know what I mean?
That's on me, bro.
Yeah, flank all the way to extract. I'm gonna bait them here. I'm not gonna die. I'm just gonna keep jiggling them.
Yeah.
Love the comms coming through here. Slep trying to hold the angle, trying to bait them as he was saying himself as well. In the meantime, Widows will be able to try and set up a flank play. We'll see if it's going to end up working out for them or not. As all these teams now in and around Museum, it's like, wait, why are we still here? The Mandel Brick is gone, so, well, I guess now we just fight each other.
You kind of just have to fight each other and not sell. Like, especially from those comms. And Rapid from MW gets taken out. It's loud. Last standing. Can we recover Rapid? Can we make this happen? But Leviathan is on a spree. They're up to 3, but FX gets 5.
And what's the flank play coming through from Widows? Able to get the first one down, but will fall immediately after. And Boya again, able to get one more, gets the double onto Team Nadeshot. Great performance from him. Secures himself kill number 4 in this match. Absolutely insane performance in this match so far.
I mean, if you've got Boy with 4 kills, but you're still pull over to Leviathan has 3, that Mandel Brick being decoded just opened the door for everyone to brawl. FX Team Liquid still a team of 3. Leviathan can get back to it if we can withstand FX, but you see Widows, they're holding the body down, and Eclipse has to go big.
And Boy gets one more. That's number 5 in the game for him as Eclipse. As you're saying, is a solo player left alive on the side of Leviathan. Again, I mean, they've already gotten everything they came for in this round, but would, of course, want to get some more points off of it if you can. Boy, I mean, while he's busy taking out players, also good for rest on his teammate. Hotsick will get back in the action as we now finally get the extract activated. Just 4 minutes left until that's going to be up and gone. And you'd have to imagine there's going to be a lot of fighting for that as well with just 2 teams left on the server.
They'll probably sprint at it towards the very end for Eclipse. You drop the utility, you make the great escape. Hopefully. Who knows? FX does have to contend with every bit of this helicopter coming at them and basically giving their information away where they currently are and allowing Eclipse to escape.
That is the biggest mosquito in your room when you're trying to go to sleep and you just turned off the light. You're going, oh, you've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. But here it is doing everything it can to make times hard for FX. Smart on them to get inside. No, just find some cover, lay low for the time being, wait for that extract. I mean, FX, while they didn't get themselves a brick, obviously, still 2.5 mil in the back so far. There's always something. You're coming into another air supply round, so try and get us as much going off of that as you possibly can. As Mendo with the Oloro didn't quite catch anyone in that position, but even if he didn't, it seems to me like the Blue Wing is trying to tell everyone on the server exactly where FX is.
Right here. You guys want to just throw an Alluru ult here? Like, that's what you guys could do, right? We're just looking there for FX. Leviathan finding and whittling some things around as you see that second airdrop come through with some reds. The safe box going crazy. Leviathan, the script writer's working hard for you guys this week.
Definitely. I mean, the fact that they not only get the break, but also the solo player left alive. He's kind of running north to escape, but going, oh wait, there's some like supply drop up here. Sure, I'll take it. And then there you go. Another, what was that, like 700-800k in the back for him off of Reds alone. Maybe could go for the backpackless extract on the north side. We'll see if that's what he opts to do, or if he just figures, you know what, I'll stick around. I got 2-3 main teams left on this server. Maybe I can get myself even more points off of that. Just 2 minutes left in this one. We got just over a minute left for this extract to conclude as well.
All right, and FX here still mid-map. You're mentioning that extract timer, and it is going down, but Team Liquid wants to keep moving. Honestly, I think Boy is the only one at this point focusing on getting kills for this map. He's on 5. You know what? Let's get him to 8, right? Let's give him all for FX here.
We'll see. We'll see if he can get it, or if FX has something to say about it. Rumura up to 3 of his own as well. Ooh. Nice little angle through the backside window there too. To find the knock though. Allura not quite connecting there either. As Eclipse has made his way down here. There he is. Finds the first one, and that's the opener that FX needed. Boy goes down immediately after all of a sudden FX sat in a position to come out victorious in this final part of the game. Eclipse has done everything he needed to do. Gets his 800k now. Hotsick, angry as can be, makes a run on forward, but not able to find him in time.
Dude, he's like, you have angered me. Hotsick is the real, like, stoop guy's afraid to leave his stoop. Like, we're going in. We want to take this fight against Eclipse. As you can see, we've already used our utilities. Here comes the last one. And for now, the fight has stalled. FX just on the horizon of where Hotsick has positioned himself. The last alive for Team Liquid was trying to hunt down the last alive for Leviathan, and time is ticking.
A lot of people try to make friends for the most part. Eclipse out here making enemies by the second, that is for sure. As you can see here, a lot of utility being put on forward as he gets the final one as well. On the side of Team Liquid, out they go. Leviathan rewarded even further, as FX will be the ones to get the full extract. All they can do is go, Eclipse? Thank you, I suppose. We will hop on out of here, and now a little time to get some loot on. As you can see, SafeBox still some space for little extra valuables for him to pick up. Just got a couple more seconds. Can he find anything else with his 5 seconds left to go regardless? This is a glory run for Eclipse, able to net himself 2 extra kills in the end of already having won themselves the break in the round.
You heard it in the comms. They said, don't scam. Don't scam. They're not scamming.
Oh, no.
We're going. You're getting the extra kill points. Your safe box is looking nice. You have the watch. You've got a fossil. Leviathan. You get the Mandel brick in match 2. You're feeling pretty dang good for FX as we peruse through their players. Marino, Tamioza. Like, y'all got 5 kills at least. Did you pick up another one towards the end? We know you extracted, so it's going to be a stellar round for them as well.
Absolutely incredible performance coming out of Leviathan here in this one. Again, they were out in the top of the first one as well. Now even more so here on Brakkesh. Maybe they're going to be the ones to bring it home in round 4, unless if the rest of the server has something to say about it. Or maybe it's an early day, you know, hot, that will get cooled down as the day goes on. We'll have to wait and see. But so far, Leviathan looks like they're absolutely on fire.
Honestly, they were on fire. The last time we saw Group C
Oh,
and
yeah.
D, they just had all of the kills and really just got second place because of how many kill points they had and their loot value. So coming into today, we're starting the fact they got a Mandel Brick in round 2 for BTH, MW, kind of looking through them as well. It's tough when you're at kind of the bottom of that group standings. We are still at that halfway mark here. Of course, it's week 3, day 1. Plenty of room to move up before, as long as we can lock ourselves into those survivor stages in just a few match days.
Definitely. Also important to note, of course, that their win here is 1 point added guaranteed on the overall leaderboard. We're talking about how close it is in that mid pack, which they're currently in the bottom of. Well, now they're climbing up, guaranteed getting another point on the overall board with this Mandel Break secured. And for the next round to come, of course, we're going back over to Tide Prison, so another air supply round coming up. Usually Tide Prison plays a bit more quiet, but honestly, with how we've seen the games go down so far today, Tiff, I'm hoping to get a lot more action going.
Yeah, it's been super fun to see. I've been really enjoying Leviathan, Eclipse there being last alive, trying to make the play, especially if Hodseg really doesn't have a ton of choice, right? He has to push that. At the end of the day, he's not extracting, just wants to grab a quick kill point if he can get it, loses the chow. I mean, Eclipse, 19 years old, bro, is a young gunner for Leviathan. And you've got Team Liquid, who has kind of a lot of veterans in the competitive esports scene, right? And you paired alongside Boyd, like, they're looking, I want to say interesting, because I know kind of how they're approaching this gameplay, but so far may not be performing to how they expect for C and D. For our best team, again, are you surprised, Toby?
Not really. I mean, I will say Boyd did everything he possibly could to make a run for Liquid, being the ones out on top with his 5 kills of his own. But look at that, Umura able to get forward as well, but up on top, of course, because of the break and what they're able to garner, it is going to be Leviathan. Eclipse, I say only got 2 kills. 2 kills is still quite a lot in this game, but the impact of them completely shutting down Team Liquid in the end of that game.
Yeah, he really did break it down, because he immediately thirded that initial fight of them with FX. And you can see Team Liquid, their boy, 5 kills, looking substantial. Of course, he's going to be topping the damage. Eclipse not far behind him alongside Uemura. So good moves for them. However, for your top assisters, look, these are the real kings of the lobby, because we can't all be stars getting the kills. You have to be the ones holding the angles and getting the assists.
Definitely. Marino, of course. And of course, it's going to be FX on top of this one as well. Actually, the players able to extract will come out with the most value in the bag as well. 2.3 mil for him. But our round MVP may be surprising a few. Uemura with the 4 kills, but it's the 1.1 mil on top of that as well. Collective that nets him the surpass of both Meadow and Eclipse there.
Yeah, look, here's the deal. I said they had 5 kills. FX sneaks in another one. They grab 6 for that brilliant KP. But I cannot believe that we've already flown through 2 matches thus far, Toby, which means we are going back for a nice little reset in our round 3.
It is incredibly quick. Over to Tide Prison. I go again. I mean, we in EMEA at least, it's been quiet up until this point. Such narrow corridors and whatnot to try and fight your way through is always tricky. But we'll see if the Americans here have something else to say about it. We're going to go to a quick break, and then when we're back, Tide Prison coming up.
Two members, now the odds are in their favor, 2v1. Everything getting spammed away, and MT getting a little... So hang on a second, NL! Look at that! It's an absolute sweat! This... And LG's gotta know that they're here. Lines them up, even through the shot. You're nuts! For the last remaining 3 BOV, they find 2 instant knocks. The Elm's gonna be hopping out to that.
Mandel Bridge decoded. Nice work, operator.
The time to strike is now. Do not let me down, operator.
Decoding has begun. Defend the area.
Is about to take the first hit to bring up the tournament. And they're going to do it.
What goes around comes around.
Not gonna do very much though. When you get barrel stuff, Skydie is getting aggressive.
See what I did there? You ain't seen nothing yet.
Let's knock them off their feet.
There's so much damage and there it is.
Leviathan on the board here again, and on screen as well. Eclipse able to not only secure the team the break, but also a lot of damage done there in the end of the game. Welcome back everyone from a brief break as we're getting ready for Tide Prison here in the third week of the Delta Force Rise series for Americas. And look at that, Leviathan up on top, currently behind Fluxo still on squad points, but that Mandel break is the tiebreaker.
It is true. It's going to keep you up there at the top. Of course, we are not going to be going into a Mandel Brick round 4, game number 3. So, on the board, get your kills, get your squad points up, make sure that you are kitted and ready. So if you do get a Mandel Brick, you can break that tiebreaker and have fun and outpoint them. For like we said, guys, we are going into Tide Prison. This is an airdrop only round. For our operators, who's on the board, we do tend to see some knocks come through, some hat claws typically on Tide Prison, because you're gonna have to have all the information, a lot of those corridors. I do see that BTH has expended all of their toxics thus far for Fluxo, burned Lurus, so very interesting. But for Americas, those, it's Shepard, it's Nox, it's Morse.
Yeah, we saw pretty much all teams except one having expended one of their Morse uses as well already. So I would imagine that we're going to be seeing a lot of teams play their second and last Morse here on Tide. As you can see, 27% pick rate on the side of Morse, and of course Shepard with the ult. It's such a big area it can cover, so makes perfect sense that that would be a big pick. And then Nox, as you said, info gathering, you need it here. Tight corridors, narrow angles, that close quarter engagement Nox is perfect for.
Oh, I absolutely I've been such a fan of Nox, but more about that later. Spawn predictions here. We did see Leviathan and MW get those tier 1 spawns, so not going to be on the board to get them here in Tide Prison, which is okay, because when you think about it, you go to Space City, you're back in the mix there for tier 1s. Like I said, scriptwriters working hard and overtime for Leviathan here today. So those teams that can potentially get it, Nadeshot, BTH, Team Liquid, Fluxo on the board for those T1.
Yeah, curious how much value you really gain. Like, do you feel like you lost out a bit when you get your tier 1 spawn on Tide Prison? I'm not too sure. We'll see what these players, what they're able to garner as we get on over to Tide Prison for the last air supply round of the day. From here on out, it's going to be Space City galore. First, Tide Prison is on the cards, and well, if again the last 2 matches anything to go by, expect to see at least some attempts at early aggression from a lot of these teams.
Ooh, I'm all about the early aggression, but it's not something that we saw over in Zero Dam for our first kind of eco round, right? We thought maybe we'd see some initial scuffles in admin, but it stalls out, doesn't come until the very end where we see just chaos breakout in Major Substation. Does that happen here for Tide Prison? Do we get that early stall? Who knows? But let's get into it. A double Nox for BTH, which means we're getting wild. Same for Nadeshot over there. Going to go ahead and burn both of their picks for them as well.
I think I saw MW do the exact same thing. Yeah, look at that. I mean, there's more Nox on screen than any other operator combined. That is absolutely insane. Seems like a lot of teams are opting to save Nox just for this map in particular. And I mean, as we've been breaking down a couple times already, for good reason. As we see FX make their way on forward. Again, keep in mind that this map can be kind of deceiving. You can see players look like they're very, very close towards their opponents, both on screen with the X-ray on, of course, but also on the map feed. But there are multiple layers, multiple walls you can't really make your way through. So it's a bit of a maze for any new player and a new viewer in the game here. As, of course, early days, it's going to be primarily about getting yourself some loot going. Come on, Smile. Give us some reds. Give us something good.
Give us the goods. I saw Team Liquid pull in the Seneva as well. See a Luna on the board. Bringing them in early. Okay. And Smile. We wait.
That is not something, at least in the EMEA, I've seen a whole lot of. I mean, is Leviathan planning on playing outside the whole time? Because I'm thinking the Luna ult inside. I mean, it could be me being wrong. These guys obviously vastly better than me at this game, but Luna on tight prison, that's just not something I've seen too often.
Keep your
yeah, sorry. No, go.
No. I was gonna say, just keep your eyes on FX when we see kind of how they want to approach that.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely.
I'm really curious because we have the Nox, you have the Hackclaw, you have Luna. They're cooking, right? We saw them kind of focus on those kills.
Might be.
ETH needs to do a little of that some, but Leviathan takes to the water. Crisp kind of pulling in a nice little 300K. Okay.
I think the main reason I'm surprised by the Luna pick is the value that I know she brings on Space City, which is, I mean, in the end, mantle break rounds that matter a lot. But maybe they're cooping up something. I don't know. Wait, is this? I'm seeing Widows on the indicator has a Morse, but he's running around with bow and arrow, so I'm a little confused.
FX has your Luna. FX has your Luna. You're okay.
They know what's up. They know what's up.
It's Yuimura. So we're cooking.
We definitely are. He's running around with the comeback bow. Not something you see too often. Not a lot of players wielding
he's
it.
Trying to trip you up.
Yeah, Widows knows what's up. We've seen a few players play the compact bow before, but he got this.
Oh, I do love a good throwing knife. I don't care if you're just taking down prison guards and just racking them up. I just love to see the connection. Widow's down there below. Now, Marino coming in. They didn't pick up any players there on that information from Hackclaw, and that's okay because now they can take the rotation. They look for high ground. Leviathan has to play really quiet here. And throwing Socio on the Nox is cool because once you get your ult, you can just pop Silent Assault and maybe look for a flank. We saw him looking pretty good at the extensions out in Zero Dam before kind of overextending on that second engagement, but that's okay. It's all about the opening here on Type Prison.
Definitely, and that's of course where Luna will play in pretty importantly with this open space. A lot of info able to be garnered with the ult in hand. Kind of interesting, in EMEA we don't really ever see teams fight for the outside a lot, especially not in the early game. Oftentimes you get the helipad kind of fight for the extraction itself later down the line, but early on you don't really see a whole lot of action outside. So it's nice to see the change of pace here. As a clip, you can see the guy up close was able to do so much damage to Liquid in the previous one. See if he can do something towards FX here, but it seems like FX are also aware that there's a threat nearby.
Yeah, definitely. All right, you got about a minute left until we see that special op coming through. Minders, guys, you can do the GTI supply operation here in the map, as well as this is an airdrop round, the first one coming in just over 3 minutes. What are we going to get? Something cool. Who's going to be playing for those initial spawns? We did see Leviathan grab the AWM on Zero Dam early on. Didn't get too much on that second airdrop for the players that were able to grab that. It was like golds across the board. So really unfortunate.
Yeah, that is true. It's a bit of a bait crate, so to say. As we see here, Widow still sat out on the island. And I'm not sure if Tamizo is aware of it. But at least he was looking that direction early on, and for the time being, everything is very quiet here. Kind of curious as to what's going to be the go sign for them. Maybe a third team peeking out, spotting one, forcing them to reveal their position, or maybe the airdrop coming in could potentially kind of force them out of their foxholes too.
It's interesting that they leave the Morse player out on the island for Widows, right? Because do we see Tammy kind of grab an off angle if he even peeks for just a smidge? I would throw Trigger Discipline and not necessarily push into this. It's not really when I want to give it away, because I'm just thinking to myself, if you can hear with your passive like enemy footsteps from a greater distance, I don't know. I would put him up into the fight, but it's fine. I'm trusting your process.
Yeah, again, I like to at least for me, to not doubt their decision making. But then again, I also sometimes see something and I feel it weird. Then I'm hesitant to call it out. But then I see all of chat going, "What are they doing?" And I'm like, okay, I actually understood that was a kind of a weird call. But we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening here, as we already got some goals in the back for the guys on screen, able to find a bit of it. A jammer not worth picking up as we get a little bit of loot Tetris going on. Able to get what they wanted. Smile moving back towards the guys in Team Nature as they will make their move on up. No damage done so far. No shots really fired between players, but that's oftentimes how Tide Prison plays out early on. Tends to be very quiet, but once it pops off, it sure as hell does.
I'm ready for it. I'm ready. You got your whirlwind discs and your attack nades ready to go for those close corner combats. For now, you can see that some of our teams could potentially be lurking across the way from each other as Nadeshot is just kind of dealing with a couple of these bodies inside.
He's chilling.
He's vibing, bro. Honestly, we could give him like a little like cooktop. He could make some s'mores. This is where you want the comms. Like, this is when I want to know what Widows is talking about. Like, what they're scheming over at Leviathan. Because they have been looking so dang good today.
Oh, yeah. Also, they're hearing the guys upstairs. So I'm thinking the move is going to be on FX to do something from up here. Because they have Marino sat on the opposite end of things. That's also, I mean, obviously part of the reason why they're probably not going to go super aggressive. Because they are split 2-1, as you can see here. But they're playing it very cautious right now. But in doing so, again, I mean, it is a air supply round. You're supposed to go out and get value, and so far, well, they don't really have any. But we have a minute left, or a minute 20, until the airdrop comes down, and maybe that's going to be the vocal point for these two teams, Leviathan and FX, to fight over.
Let it be known that Widows is on the move. Widows has now extended even further away from Socio and Eclipse, but I think Socio and Eclipse are tabbed out. We're like underneath Yumiro and Tammy. We cannot go anywhere without potentially causing sightlines. For Team Nadeshot, we're biding our time.
Definitely.
Team Liquid as well.
We are seeing the bosses start to get ready to make a move here as well. One thing is to be said. I mean, one thing we see, I mean, obviously prison guards and whatnot being taken out galore. I feel like the Tide Prison bosses, they pack an extra punch. I mean, Raven with the revolver, one tap, and all of a sudden you're down if you've taken a bit of damage to your vest already. So here we see Marino making his way on down. Oh, if only he knew what's sitting right to his left.
Our mountain goats are descending. I feel like I'm watching an Animal Planet documentary. Eclipse now has the sonar scanning. And Marino, who's going to make that contact first? I feel like we should warn him.
I feel like we should too, but that would be kind of unfair now, wouldn't it? It's like, as you're saying, with Animal Planet, it's like if you watch it on the perspective of the deer, you feel for the deer. But if you watch it on the perspective of the wolf that needs food for the family, you feel for the other side. And you know what? We look away for a second, and there's Leviathan peeking on up. They get themselves a double. Umrua is good for one, but he's already lost two teammates. Fights taking place now inside, as well as Team Nature taking the fight to Buldora. They will find him too, but just like that, as we said, it's quiet, but once it pops up, it goes off in an instant. And Umrua now on the run, trying to get away from Leviathan.
The brilliancy of this. You were talking about the bow from Widows. He opens up the engagement onto FX with that. Socio, though, tries to crawl back up. Yumiro controlling the high ground, hits the knock, looks for the full, and immediately ties it down to that 1v1.
Getting a bit too greedy.
Can be that way. But can we connect on the bow? Can we snipe him out of there? You should be able to hit the reset onto Eclipse and then look for an angle, but it's gonna have to be timed proportionately. No. Look at that, immediately dies back. He opens it up and Leviathan is out.
Jacob, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Why aren't you instant? Don't play Morse.
I mean, I don't know how we're winning.
I'm just shot in my side on repeat, bro, by some fucking moron.
It be like that sometimes, okay? Leviathan, it does. And guys, I just want to let you know, anytime we say some things after a game, it is just because we are passionate. It's the heat of the moment. And good thing it was not a Mandelbrick round for Leviathan.
Definitely, but yeah, I mean, they're sad when we were commenting on the on Morse being sort of isolated out on the island there. He's good for the first one, which I thought was a really crucial opener, but once they realize where he is, he's also easier to isolate from the rest of the team. So once the fight comes off proper on the up close there, it's very difficult for him to really play big impact. So despite them finding two early on, It's on Aurora to get them all taken down. And you know what? There might be a world where he actually gets the full team back on their feet, which would be a sick turnaround for FX.
There it is, confirmed over there on your left. FX back to a team of 3. MW wiped alongside Leviathan. We saw the scuffle occurring with Team Nadeshot and MW as we look back to a replay. This happened while we were on board. Smile there, whirlwind discs going out and taking people down the trades for trades. It's Loud last standing for MW.
Clean as can be for Team Nadeshot, able to get themselves the 3-piece. Of course, a lot of money in that, as well as FX will not only get the elimination of Leviathan, but also secure themselves the brick to boot as well. Solid pickups come through from them as they get themselves a lot of value. Of course, a great one there for 100k, but as far as I remember, that's a 3x3, so takes up quite a bit of space as well.
Well, that's unfortunate, but that's okay. It's still going to lock in, still going to be value alongside the kill points. They can potentially get more of. Sitting at 3, thanks to you, Yamira, on the Luna, taking the angles, and in the water we go. Now, my big thing is, on the horizon, who's going to potentially rotate into this vicinity? Team Nadeshot is on the move, fresh off their victory against MW.
Yeah, we'll see what's going to end up happening here. As Team Nadeshot now
nice
peeking
spot.
out. Did they instantly catch him there? They might just have, oh my, what a great peek in return. Smile thinking he got a good angle there, but instantly met by a bullet gone his way.
And for Team Liquid, kind of bunkered down. Interesting. Throwing it down, hitting the scan, connecting. I think we're getting 3 on that. All right. Sights coming in. It's BTH. Have now entered the water just to the east of the West Watchtower. Do they hit a rotate onto FX, who are just a bit further out?
They could. We'll see what's going to end up happening as Liquid now sat real close with Nadeshot, just over on the other side again, trying to disengage here. Also well aware there's players roaming outside in the water, so hard for them to take the fights here as we see Lord Jocko. Well, his first fight is going to be with a jump share of a shark coming out of the water.
That shark was massive. This is why I don't like water. I'm not going to lie. Originally from the Midwest, I thought sharks were in pools, and they are literally everywhere. For FX, you can't give them a kill point for the shark, but it's fine. It's fine, BTH. You can't have one.
They're gonna be okay. They're gonna be okay. Good thing for BTH is as much as they got out of the water and got saved from the shark, they immediately got seen by teams on the other side. Look at FX on the map feed here. They are sending it.
Hunt.
Michael Phelps fully across the array, like across the reservoir here, and trying to chase down BTH over on the other side.
I feel like I'm watching the cornucopia race in Hunger Games at the start of the quarter quell. Oh, BTH, Lord Joaco pops up, takes a bullet to the face, and Yui Mira is still looking for more.
It's dangerous. They have to fall back. Issue is, where do you fall back to when you're going back inside, but you left here early on. You don't really have a lot of info as to what's going on the inside. Good thing is they're going to be hearing the fighting taking place between these two teams as a shotgun swings the corner. Mendo not able to take him down, though.
Mendo's like, yeah, I'm going to shut this door. My bad. My bad, kind sir. You do have the frag grenade. You can line it up, let it rip. But that double knocks is going to be really interesting. I mean, just think about the assault. I do love the Seneva pick coming through, okay? You drop this, you shield it up, you cause some sight lines for the teams. All good. Get it back. Smile. Looking for some opening if you can get it.
Definitely. Sit behind me, guys. I got you covered. I'll take a look for info, try and see if you can get something with it, as well as Mendo. Gonna swing the corner here. Oh, if he gets a good angle, probably he's seen him around the side now. Gets the rope and pulled on down.
Yes,
helps him. But he's not able to get him over the wall. Unlucky. Would have loved to see it though. As FX in the meantime, they will get the extract outside.
He's like, get over here.
And he gets him down as well. Absolutely love it. He finds 1 point, finds 1 as well. Slep goes down. That's the toot from the other side, able to steal that point away.
Hey, we were wondering what BTH was going to do. Mendo with a shoddy at close range. The brutal power that Team Liquid just brought to these players is crazy. I will say, Crisp from Team Nadeshot, He's probably like, I don't want none of that. I just watched my teammate get grappled, ripped apart. Mendo's got a shoddy. Like, no, thank you.
It got kind of abusive in the end, so I fully respect him for just laying low issues. As you can see here, they know full well where he is. Nice angle to get him shot behind the wall there, but a lot of users coming his way now. He's down to real low HP. Try to see if he can reset, but not gonna happen. Nadeshot eliminated by Liquid, who finds themselves one more, and of course, it's gonna be Boy to get one more point gone his way.
Do you want to note that FX has extracted a full team of 3 yet again? So good move on them. They're keeping their squad points high for BTH. They're looking for kills, and here they go. Saniva rips them apart. Mendo's going to be credited with that kill. And now you can see BTH still under siege. We go to the POV, 1 HP, and down we are.
What a performance. Liquid getting themselves one more once again. Boy, netting himself a lot of points with it. Up to 3 kills this game so far, and they are your only players left on the server. So now it is a scavenge. What more can we bring into our safe boxes? Because they probably won't be able to get out in time. Maybe one can make it for an extract, but outside of that, looks like they will be going down.
All good. This is where we throw the ammo in our safe box until we find something better. Or... let's see.
Gotta make sure no one's around. I respect it.
You still gotta be sus, right?
So it's such a bait. It's such a like. It's just it's content. I feel like that grapple is just too much fun.
Honestly, it just brings a smile to my face, and I'm like, it's 9 p.m. on a Friday. What are you doing? And I'm watching freaking Hodsick grapple him and try to rip him over, but can't quite get him, and still. They body.
Mendo will go for the solo extract. Maybe wait things out for a second. He will be safe. We'll see how much more money they can bring out from this one. But FX getting out with all 3. Remember, they were the ones to get out on Brakkesh as well. So coming into the first Space City, which will be coming up next, they're looking really good. And oh no, I think Mendo missed it by a second. He did. Trying to swim back out, and he was not there. I saw the timer off literally by a second and a half. So he will not be getting out with what he had on him outside of the safe box.
All is good. Still a good round from Team Liquid, grabbing a couple kills along the way and doing it in such a fun fashion, right? For the teams that did fall early, Leviathan, the fight didn't go their way. Curious to see if that stifles their momentum going back into a Mandel Brick round, considering how much of a dominating performance we've witnessed through the first couple of maps for them. Also, FX, strangely consistent. And I say strangely as if that's really odd to me, but I'm just like, I wasn't necessarily expecting it here for this match day. You get, like you said, the extract on Brakkesh, but our best team of the map for Tide Prison, it's the boys over at Team Liquid. 5KP goes their way.
Definitely solid performance coming through from Team Liquid. While not being the highest earners in overall assets gained, they got kills. And who else than Boy to find yourself 3 yet again? Got 5 in the previous one, gets 3 as well. They failed to extract, sure, but they got themselves a lot of value off of all those eliminations.
Yep, and as we kind of go through Fluxo right there, you and Mira 3 kills, and that would be all 3 of Leviathan, credited straight towards FX. They extract there, they got a nice 4.4 mil. For Team Nadeshot, they fall at the hands of Team Liquid, but they were still able to hit that wipe onto MW, so they have 3 kills of themselves. Leviathan and BTH grab 2, they grab 1, but we look at our top killers of game number 3 on Tide Prison, and it's Boy and you and Mira tied there.
Are we really surprised? Are we really surprised? I don't think so. Aurora, though, topping the damage, and honestly, to me, the way that he took out Leviathan after he lost both his teammates, even if he doesn't get MVP this round, I feel like it's pseudo earned that he comes out with it, because he get them out. He also got to rest his 2 fallen teammates, and they all extracted, so that was a huge performance by Aurora.
Definitely. Our asset earners over here going the way of Marino. Actually, all 3 boys at FX, they looked really good. The reason this is they extracted, right? They're going to have the most. So our round 3 MVP is Boy.
That's fair.
3 KP, 2 assists, some nice assets gained. You know, 3 KP in this one, I believe he had 5 in an earlier game that we've seen so far in our series. So dang good day for Boy over there.
Definitely. What a great warm-up for the Space City rounds to come. And we know that if this was an active round, honestly, a lot more action in this Tide Prison than I thought we were going to be be seeing. But if this was any indicator of what Space City is going to bring, Space City always comes down to those final fights. We know it's going to be Mandel breaks galore from here on out. And if Boyo is warm now, whew, Liquid could be in for a great day. Having said that, though, Tiff, Leviathan already with a brick under their belt.
Hey, you never know. Do they end it here or do we get one more game? Leviathan out for revenge.
Definitely are. We're going to go to a brief break now before we head to the Space City Marathon. So stick around. We'll see you in just a few.
Two members, now the odds are in their favor, 2v1. Everything getting spammed away, and MT getting a little... So hang on a second, NL! Look at that! It's an absolute sweep! This... And Ellis just gotta know that they're here. Lines them up, even through the shot. You're nuts! For the last remaining 3 BOB, they find 2 instant knocks. The Elm's gonna be hopping off that.
My name is Buildera420. I'm captain of MW and my role on the team is Assault. I get in the game by a friend who told me that he wants to try it. He wants to try the Warfare mode, but we like it more like the Operation mode, so that's why I joined the game. My roster is Rabbit. Rabbit is a Mexican guy, 25 years old, and he's the recon of the team. And my third is Loud, who is Chilean, 23 years old, and he's our support on the team. I find my team on like a normal Discord, like a community Discord of South America, and we start playing together like, a month ago, before the qualifier tournament, and we decide to start playing together for this tournament. I'm proud of my team about the mentality that they have. Like they are really committed of come to the tournament and wants to win the tournament. So yeah, I'm proud of them by the mentality that they have. I think my team is gonna get the top 6 of the tournament, go to the finals, because we will play very well together. So yeah, I'm very confident that we can get to the finals.
Got the Mandel bricks. Find them. Stop them. Mandel bricks decoded. Nice work, operator.
The time to strike is now. Do not let me down, operator.
Decoding has begun. Defend the area.
Is about to take the first hit to brick up the tournament. And they're going to do it.
What goes around comes around.
Oh, I'm not going to do very much, but when you get barrel stuff, Skydie is getting aggressive.
See what I did there? You ain't seen nothing yet.
Let's knock them off their feet.
There we go. So much damage, and there it is.
The hunt for Mandel bricks is on as we head over to Space City for the next foreseeable future, with a lot of teams on the hunt here and some looking really, really strong in doing so. FX, the only teams to get out and extract 2 games in a row now, and boy, and Team Liquid here farming their way through the competition. What's going to happen? Well, we are moments away from finding out. Welcome back, everyone, to the Rise Series here for America's Week 3. As Leviathan still up in first place on the board, but look at Liquid and Flux here. Tiff, they're looking really good in those squad points too.
Yeah, they're definitely cooking. You have to think about it this way. Team Liquid didn't have the strongest start over on Zero Dam, right? So they started heating up as we got into Brakkesh and found some more kill points there from Boy, and then even more in Tide Prison. So we hit 16 squad points. Fluxo, with those 2 extracts under their belt, have really done a lot for those supply points to give them 25 squad points. Now, will we see them grab their first Mandel brick here in our first Space City of the day? Who knows? Because Leviathan, after being taken out by Fluxo?
Yeah?
Let me just tell you, we heard those comms post engagement, right? It was like, you're never playing Morse again. Like, you're just not happening. My only thing is, guys, we talked about at the top of the show here, Team Nadeshot was your winners of Group C and D. They initially, in our prior matchup, had grabbed the Mandel brick in round 2 and then again in round 6. And already, this is a different story. Leviathan got that last Mandel brick on Brakkesh. Who's going to be the jump start here as we get into Space City?
Yeah, it's gonna be tricky. It's gonna be tricky. I've seen it a couple of times before where, I mean, oftentimes when you are the team coming into the first Space City rounds with a brick under your, like, in your control already, you tend to play it a bit more passive. You're like, you kind of want to allow for the other teams to play things through, because you know you always have a 1-game buffer. As long as you're the only one with a brick in hand, you can survive at least 1 game guaranteed. But then you also see certain times where the team with the brick off of the Brakkesh round will come in and sprint for the Mandel brick early on. And because that happens, everyone goes, nah, that's not going to be the guy. That's not going to be the Mandel brick team, surely. And then they kind of catch everyone by surprise by winning it in Game 4. We'll see what's going to happen here. So take a look at the operator picks so far. A lot of Morse has been picked off the board so far. Raptors missing out. But of course, now we are in Tempest, we are in Stinger, and we are in Luna territory. They're fully available for all teams except for the Fluxo Luna pick that we saw in the previous one. But outside of that, we're going to be seeing those 3 operators a lot here.
Yeah, I would say that Yumura on that Luna pick on our Tide Prison found kind of value on it, right? You had all the detection and the recon capabilities that were able to put the pert onto Leviathan. But bringing it out, give us the Tempest. Look at that. Here is our most popular operator, Stinger, Luna Tempest. Of course, we were talking about it. We were expecting it. We've seen 28 attempts with it and an 11% extraction rate. But when you break it down by the individual operators, you're going to see just how prevalent it is. A 23% tie out of Tempest and Luna.
Exactly. And yeah, I mean, as you were saying, for Flux, the Luna pick in that previous round, while I was questioning it, it made perfect sense because they were pretty much exclusively playing for outside. You consider Tide Prison, you're like, oh, it's so inside, it's so narrow corridors, and that's why I was like, what in the world is Luna doing here? But they didn't really play the prison itself at all. They stayed outside, they got themselves the kills and the airdrop, and then left outside as well. So it made good sense for the strategy they had in mind. As we now go over to Space City, as we can see here, with teams getting themselves a tier 1 spawns in the previous round, Leviathan and Team Liquid being so, they cannot get the tier 1 positions in this next game coming up. And of course, yes, it's a tier 1 spawn down by that west gate, but you oftentimes see the team on the tier 3 spawn just north of putting a lot of pressure on the team that lands in that tier 1, because they have to get over to the gate, they have to open it, and in the time they're sat there waiting for it to open so they can crud through, they are gonna be taking a lot of fire. So we'll see what happens as we get ready for that one.
Well, you mentioned that, but I want to go ahead and give chat some love. Guys, we have one more giveaway before we dive into Space City. A redeemable code for 1,000 Delta tickets is appearing on your screen right now. Redeem it quickly as you can before all activations are claimed. Probably already done, but it is limited to 15 redemptions. Shout us out in chat if you got one. If not, better luck next time.
Better luck next time, indeed. It's yeah, I mean, you got to be quick, you got to be swift, you got to make sure your ping is good so you don't watch the broadcast with a delay, because if so, tough on you. Those
That's
tickets
true.
will
That's
be
not
going
happening.
to somebody else. Exactly. Only got a couple of seconds, so gotta be quick on your fingers as we get ready for this Space City coming up. Again, Leviathan at match point already, but did not sound or seem too pleased with the outcome of that previous tied prison round. We'll see if they have it in them to finish him here in in game 4, which we have seen last week. We had a game 4 and a game 5 finish in the Americas last week, so we'll see if it's going to happen here again.
I thought we were going game 5. Leviathan breaking it out. Of course, we do see the Luna. We do see the Tempest come through. So they're going to feel super aggro and be curious to see. Match point is unlocked. And while we've got you here, guys, make sure that you go check out playdeltaforce.com. Click on the eSports tab. Look at the Rise schedule. Stay locked and loaded with the Delta Force Rise series and all that comes alongside of it because it's fun. Of course, it's week 3, day 1, but we are getting ever so much closer to that survivor stage.
Oh, yeah, indeed. We are, as we see here, BHG, they're running the south side, but it's Team Liquid again. I mean, I thought they were going to be looking Westgate, but not quite the case because we have Madwin sitting towards that west side. Normally, this team would be cutting across the bridge instantly, but they're actually trying to set up what I could only imagine is a bit of a trap play here as the brick itself has now been revealed. Oftentimes, with the ult only being active after 2 minutes, you'll see teams wait for that 16-minute mark to make the run for it, but seems like this D-Wolf does not have any fear in his life, so he's just going to run in, pick it up, and that's Team Nadeshot out of the way early on.
Let me just tell you, I want to be just like D-Wolf later in life. Or actually, I would say Tempest. Tempest is my girl. But if you're going to say D-Wolf doesn't have any fear, then, oh, Captain, my Captain, Socio, better get healthy again.
Yeah, definitely.
One bullet in the chamber, and dang, Marino connects.
That is an on pickup early on that comes fully rewarded this time around. Sojo gets taken down. That is a big loss early on for Leviathan. Of course, they will be able to pick him up, but he's used his yellow bleed out now, and if he gets downed again, that is him down and out. So the decoding already started by Team Nature. They're just really not waiting for anything here.
No, they definitely want to get aggro earlier, but we saw in Brakkesh early on, the first team that jumped on at MW didn't necessarily net themselves the Mandel Brick towards the end, but if you have the favorite spawns, get in there, get decoding. Obviously, we're going to see some things break out once we get maybe like sub 2 minutes. For Leviathan, I was asking what that was going to look like post that breakdown to FX in our tied prison game. And I'm sure that knock and burning the yellow reset is not what they wanted.
For sure.
So the comms, as we look at the player cams here, I'm looking at Eclipse. My man is locked in.
Oh, yeah.
We are not phased. We can talk about it later. We're sitting on golds. We're burning our Tempest. We're burning a Luna. We're feeling good about it.
You better be locked in, of course. Importantly so. I mean, important to mention, we saw it on screen just before as well. FX and Leviathan are the only two teams fielding full golds in armor and helmets so far, Kevlar helmets. So obviously investing a lot into this round, hoping that they're going to be coming out with the brick in this one too. As we see here, just above 2 minutes 30 on the decoding. No one really opted to engage for it just yet, but we have BTH very close to the ramp and making their way on up towards this open kind of alleyway decoding station.
In a moment, just kind of breathe and filter in. I talked about that 2 minute mark being kind of the signal and seeing around who could potentially be the ones to breach the gap, to go straight towards it. This one is usually a brawl. As you see, MW, Madwin on the screen, eyes on Team Liquid. They've already taken down Boy, who had the majority of the kills throughout the past few games. But the Mandel Brick is on.
Definitely, I suppose patience is rewarded. As Matt, when we saw them setting up this trap play, they were waiting for the longest time. Hotstick now down as well as Pildora does get found in the end of it, but he's taken down two already. Actually, no. Rabbit wants to find the other one. We heard a great interview from the MW guys just coming into this, and good seeing them being able to take the fight to Liquid, but they still have to find Mendo. And can they do so here? Do they want to dedicate the time to do so here, knowing that they have a 3v1? My guess is yes, as we see the fight for the break. Once more, Popinov slept. It goes down, but Marino does get found by a Smile in return.
difference is really tough here is we're sitting on purples, and a lot of people did elect to bring in gold ammo here. So it will be hitting slightly harder. 1 minute to go for Team Nadeshot. Loud peeks out, and the patience for Mendo pays off. But job's not done. D-Wolf is going to provide him a lot of that movement as MW. We're still in a 1v2. The triple blaster going out. We disengage, and Madwin on the other side. It's rapid. We heard from Pildora there in the break talking about his team and how they had only been playing together for a month, but the chemistry is there and we're just heating up.
Such a filthy off angle for Mendo on that initial fight there as well. Let's now get the triple blaster over the top here once again, but our focus goes elsewhere because we're down to just 30 seconds on this one. Team Nadeshot is, for the time being, completely uncontested. They did have to fend off against one team, but able to do so in style as well, as they're sat here with just 15 seconds left. No one's really opting to engage in this one as well. Again, Leviathan came in with full util on this one. Slep gone down. There is Socio, has the ult available, trying to make the run on forward. Just 5 seconds left to work with, but they're backing off. No one's going to make the run forward, but here's FX, last second, making the swing around the corner. Moreno finds one. Is he able to go for it?
Stop. Do we seize FX with 3:30 on the clock? Leviathan, you better send a check to FX because they just saved your dream. And even there, Leviathan does the finishing touches onto Team Nadeshot and BTH from the off-angle ramp once apiece. Yeah, break it down, Toby. This is chaos.
I mean, that was absolutely insane. The fact that he was so quick on the fingers too, because what you saw there with a 1.5 seconds left as he went to try and steal the decode, he accidentally pressed the loot box off of the player he had just eliminated, got into that menu, had to get out of it, had to get back on it as well once again. And of course, if you start the steal before the timer hits 0, it doesn't matter that it hits 0. As long as you're on it, you are gonna get it if the time goes all the way through. So able to get it with literally a 1/2 second left. That was immense reaction speed. Accidentally getting into the loot menu there to then be able to get it down. My, oh my.
Oh, but Leviathan, Socio, we knew the Tempest was gonna pop the ult, look for the C's, gets it. Good job on them. Now Leviathan with 3 minutes on the clock. Socio back in the fray. This is why Tempest is so powerful on the Mandel brick rounds. For FX, trying to recover from the latest damage. Let's hit the replay.
My, oh my, we see it here. Socio, he got taken down early on, but he's back on his feet. Crisp.
Thought he was going to hit a flex on him.
Bit of frustration there as they get ready for more fights to come. Leviathan currently on the clock here, and again, keep in mind, they are at match point, so we could be ending the day in 2.5 minutes, unless if the rest of the server has something to say about it. FX looking to make something big here. Look at their value they've earned in total assets so far. They're sat over 12 million ahead of second place.
We are rich. Nah, that's pretty stellar, though. For Eclipse here, we do have BTH on the horizon. They went for the 2-1 split. You can see they've already pushed out. MW, back to a team of 3, still looking to get involved. Friendly reminder, Team Liquid, Team Nadeshot, both full wiped here. The only team that can end it here in Game 4 is Leviathan, who are currently decoding the Mandel brick. Just around 1 minute 40 left. Can they hold?
Well, let's see if it's going to happen here. Madwin, after taking out Team Liquid just moments ago, have now made their way over towards the central island and are slowly making their way towards the ramp. Issue is this is where BTH is at, and if they start fighting one another, all of a sudden Leviathan, they're just sat on the inside of this one waiting, going, wait, I guess we don't really have to fend off. Very similar to how they won the first break over on Brakkesh. You let all the other teams fight one another in trying to get to you. So we'll see if that's going to end up being the case. Another Jericho does spot the first one. Now they know there's competition on the ramp.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready, but look at Leviathan's hold.
Yep.
It's such a split. They've got their angles covered, and we know how chaotic this can be. But you start thinking, who are our Tempests in the lobby? FX, MW, both have one, right? You're going to have to use MW, who's got the Luna Tempest combo, so you can get the info and then maybe full send. Ult is available here for Pildora. We heard from Can we take down BTH to even carve our path when there's literally 35 seconds left on the clock for Leviathan?
Again, FX, they came in with full goals. I know they got a lot of money to probably buy goals for the entire day to come, but still, I mean, with how much they invest into this, you'd have to imagine they're going to make a play for it. They were the ones to come in and claim in the previous fight as well in the very last second with 20 seconds left to go, and they're running towards the ramp where all the other teams are as well. It's really only BTH that can make a run for this one in the end of it. 10 seconds left to go. Somebody has to make a run for it, and to make matters even worse, Toot now goes down as well. 5 seconds. Are we ending the day in game 4? It seems like that's going to be the case as Leviathan are standing strong on the ramp, finds the full wipe on the other side, and that is a double mantle break in round 4 to seal the deal for the first day of week 3.
What a day for Leviathan, bouncing back from the crazy Tide prison. You hear it, but now not only do they get the double brick,
I think one of us stay ramp.
we hear from them.
One of us stay ramp, 2 of us go mid.
I'll stay ramp.
They already secured the day, but they want even more with it. You know what? You might as well come out and see how much more you can claim. As we get the voice comes there, they are still very much in this fight, knowing they have won, surely, but they want to top the board on all factors.
More kills go their way for FX. They would like to secure themselves that second place. Those 2 extracts from earlier that had so much value associated with them. Still could be looking for some kills for MW. Reminder, at the bottom of the group series, we heard from Pildora at that break. He's like, look, I think that we could be in the top 6. And Loud makes contact here with Widows, but does fall. Pildora and Rapid will have to play the angles to grab the rest of them, and FX are just laying in wait. They can third party this.
And this is where it gets pretty interesting because MW actually with a chance here to surpass Team Liquid. Again, remember, the day is over. I feel like we barely got started, but the day is over. So this is their chance to potentially surpass. They need a couple more points to go with it in order to do so, and well, the only way they get those at this point would be taking out the competition they've got in front of them. FX set here on one side, practically guaranteed second place at this point with the amount of value they've been able to garner over the course of these 4 matches. But we'll see what more they can get. As you can see, you do lose points when you take casualties, so can't have that happen too much.
All right, Eclipse here, still with the angles, looking over Pildora. 1 wrong peek, and my dude could go out. You hear the bullets come through, so he knows he's shooting in a general direction for the movement here on the Tempest. Still plenty of time, down to a duo. Rapid for the overlook, but gets caught out.
Great shots coming through from Widows again. I mean, Leviathan just putting on an absolute clinic performance here. If we forget about Tide Prison, which I'm sure they've already forgotten about as well, they really have just been in full control this entire day. Pildora now solo play left to either side of Madwin, trying to make something happen, but I think they're going to have to remain satisfied with their 4th play finish. I say that, but Team Nadeshot, I mean, if he loses a point for falling here, depending on the Tide situation between the 2, they might actually finish in 5th.
Ooh, that's actually going to be massive considering if you need to move up and grab as many points as you can. That mid-pack on that group series standings is still incredibly close for Americas in FX. Still an interesting day, but you know they're not too pumped. They had initially stolen the Mandel brick at the very last second, but Leviathan hits the retake. And Leviathan still looking for more kills. You can see some of their armor cracked there. Back up to full form if we can. For FX, though, do we see? Got just under 5 minutes left on the match. And I want some more kills.
Oh, and you're probably going to get them, too. Matt went... There's still a world where Pildora can get Rapid back on his feet, but that requires him taking out the winners of the day. Nice angle around the side here, but now he's been caught out. Nice little swing around the side there too, and what a great flick from Socio. Been so on point today individually, mechanically. Makes an easy effort of taking out Pildora. Madwin will fall, and look at that, the tiebreaker sends Team Nadeshot up as they're sat a half mil ahead in assets. So good on Nadeshot to get themselves that much more loot, because they just got themselves another point on the overall board with it.
And Leviathan still on the hunt in the midst of FX. We are on 7 kills, but look at that. Eclipse gets ripped apart by Marino.
What more can they do? Just One more play left to be found on the side of FX, but he's making an easy effort of it. Marino goes down. Socio is far from done. He's got 5 kills in this game already. If he single-handedly takes out FX, that will be absolutely insane. Let's see what he can do about this one. Brought down to low HP off of the toxic utility, but able to stay alive. The rest will come through, but he too will be able to go down and pick up his fallen teammate.
Yeah, there it is. Marino back up on their feed, and now it's back to a 1v3 situation unless we can get Eclipse and bring it to a 2v3. But I think the fastness that FX was able to do that is going to be difficult for Socio to maintain it. But a Chow is in. He grabs one, but can't get the second. And down goes Socio, down goes Leviathan. Yet they take the dub on the day. FX with some more kills to their name, though.
Hard-earned second place, but Leviathan coming out with the absolute most of it. Keep in mind, again, not only do they, of course, get 8 points on the overall leaderboard for their win, but they get the double points off of the Mantle Bricks, too. And that's why it's so much better when you win in Game 4, because that extra +1 point, no one else is able to garner. So you're the only one getting not only the win, but a 10 total off of your performance here today. That is absolutely huge for Leviathan to fly up that leaderboard. And I'm saying flying because they were sat in 6th place to start off the day. Now with them finishing at 23, there's a world where they're looking at 2nd place off of a 6th place start to the day. Huge turnaround here for Leviathan.
We take that all day as we look at a previous replay, Leviathan versus MW.
I don't think I saw a bullet missed on the side of Socio there to start things off. Such a heavy impact player. Smiles on his face for a great performance. FX, of course, frustrated. They will get 2nd place, so, I mean, I guess you consider yourself somewhat satisfied with that, but Leviathan just on a whole other level.
Curious to see what we plan on doing here to get out. We do have the bagless extract at Test Workshop. Maybe will we see one player take that, or FX just gonna vibe?
I think you said one. I mean, but also there's a world where they already know that they have 2nd place guaranteed, so it might not matter too much. We'll see what they do.
Yeah, you're right.
If they're just
It'd be like that.
If they're just gonna dance around and chill, enjoy the camera time now that they have it, you know, shout out to the sponsors or whatnot. I'm not sure what they're gonna be able to do with the 1 minute 15, but one thing is for sure, Tiff, I did not expect this to be a 4-match endeavor.
You know, I said 5, and you're like, nah, we'll see. Yeah. We'll see. You were kind of a 5 doubter, and that's okay, because the entire lobby said, wait, watch this. Leviathan goes, we're going to take it in 4.
Also in the way that they were able to come out victorious in this one, too. I mean, the first one, the Brakkesh round, it ended the way that it did. I mean, but this one, the fact that, as we were saying, everyone fighting to even just get a chance to fight for the brick itself, and the fact that you have all teams, literally all 3 teams trying to contest the brick coming up on that ramp. Had FX gone around the east side instead to try and get in, there's a very good chance they would have made something big happen. As we see, Marino will be able to extract on this southeast side position. Easy for him to get out from here. But yeah, I mean, what an interesting way that it all went down with 3 teams trying to make their way up that ramp.
Hey, it got crazy. Some nice timings from FX throughout our day. A brilliant steal. Doesn't necessarily convert themselves into a Mandel brick, but regardless, they were so powerful when it came down to fragging and also getting that loot value up for those squad points. A good look at FX. I'm going to call them the Extraction Kings of the day because they were pretty much the only team to be able to get out.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I think they had more extractions on the team than the rest of the server had combined. Come to think of it, were they the only team that ever extracted?
I was looking through my notes. They got out in Brakkesh, mid-map extract. They get out in Tide Prison. And they got a ton of kills, right? They take the win on Leviathan there. That they hit the extract. They send one out in Space City. They might have been. What? Because we did see Mendo trying to hit the underwater extract on Tide Prison, and you said he missed it by like a half a second.
Exactly.
So,
That is something. And for the rest of the server, I mean, only now realizing, wait, that was it. We're actually done. That has got to be so frustrating. Everyone realizing when it's too late that, oh my lord, it was actually them extracting and we're done for. I feel like a lot of these guys thought they were playing for, like, they cleared the schedule for the entire evening. Now they get to go have dinner with friends and family instead and go, I guess we're trying again tomorrow because we thought we were going to be playing for longer.
Hey, a very brilliant day from Leviathan. Let's go ahead and bring it up. Your best team in Space City. 7 kill points, a ton of damage, and a Mandel brick. We came into this knowing that they were match point eligible, and they said it's fine. We're just gonna close it out. We're gonna make this one nice and easy.
Definitely able to come out victorious. Socio with another 5-kill game. He has been absolutely incredible today. Fluxo, again, congratulations on your extractions. Those have netted you a 2nd place guarantee, but curious to see what the overall leaderboard is going to look like at the end of it, as we had teams that had that needed a lot of things going their way that weren't quite able to succeed. But I mean, Socio, just incredible performance.
Definitely brilliant performance there. 5 kills as we kind of go through. You can see Marino and Pildora there as the top damage dealers. Of course, Socio there at the top, eclipsing 1K. And then we keep on moving through the top assisters. Widows finding some nice damage there, so Socio could grab the kills. Loud and Marino getting into the mix as well. Maybe as we go through, the assets are probably going to be FX. I can only imagine why.
Almost
can only
exclusively. Car does manage to get out with half a mil, but it won't really matter too much in the end of it. Socio, of course, our round MVP, and maybe, I mean, with Boy contesting, definitely, but probably Socio the MVP of the day as well, I would have to say.
Yeah, I was kind of just like looking through, and it's so interesting to see a lot of these players as they come through. Leviathan initially, prior to this match day, mid-pack on the group standings, right? They had fallen a few slots, but they were so close in points to everyone around them that to get the Mandel bricks, to end it early, get that extra point, like, you are doing everything that you can to throw it down and move up some standings.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean? We are closing in on 4 a.m. for me. I was considering going and making myself a 2nd cup of coffee. Now I'm kind of happy I didn't. I was expecting to be up for a couple more hours, but we're closing things early today.
That's actually hilarious. You should just drink the coffee. You might as well just stay up, right? You might as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's a rule I could have done that. But we do have a final giveaway for you here all today. It's time for the final one. 3,000 Delta tickets coming your way. If you're watching on Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, or Facebook, type !giveaway in the console down below. I've seen a lot of you guys on Twitch doing it already. If you're watching on X, all you have to do is repost the live stream. We'll announce the winners in the chat on Twitch, on YouTube, on TikTok, and Facebook. And if you're watching over on X, we will announce the winner in the comments under the live stream. So good luck to all of you participating in the tournament. And thank you all for watching and engaging in this community. We love having you here, and therefore we give a little bit back to you. Incredible that you're able to take your time out of this amazing Friday and watch some Delta Force.
Hey, what a good weekend, right? It's just the first day of our glorious Delta Force weekend here for week 3. We've got all the action Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And for those of you over in Europe watching Americas and supporting over here, congratulations. Thank you so much for joining us, because you're not the only one who's still up at 3 a.m.
Exactly. Exactly. And to make matters even more exciting, because today has been an absolutely, I think, surprising day on many fronts. Not only did Leviathan come out and absolutely blast the competition, but tomorrow we have got Spacestation and Evil Genius taken to the field. So before we get to that, we have an interview ready with who else? Leviathan, they deserve it. And I believe we have Socio on the line here with us as well. Socio, my man, 4-match finish. How are you guys feeling after today?
We're feeling how we should. We finally performed to the level that we were like predicated to be from the start. We finally like really close based on like some performances in the past. Like the 10 kill performance in round 1 in the previous match against SSG, which is a good frame. Our weak point was last week, where I just did not play as well as I should have. But today was a good day.
Definitely. I gotta ask you real quick. Today was an incredible day, but I feel like you came off to an insanely strong start. Then we heard some voice comes from you guys having a little bit of a hard time on tied prison. How was it? Like, you know, like mental reset after a tied prison that maybe didn't go your way, then coming back into the first Space City where you just were back on all cylinders?
First, I'd like to apologize for the comms. I'm a little bit of a rage. I'm not gonna lie.
It was fun. It was fun.
So I'm like a wishy-washy player. I'm like in sometimes depending on the day, but I'll never do it on the brick rounds. Like I have to lock in, and that's like the key. Whenever I'm mad, it's not a mental reset for me. I don't take it too seriously. It's just like a rage moment. It's whatever.
I feel that. I'm going to go ahead and say I feel like for like a player and you're breaking down there at that first minute, it's like anything that's said in this minute is you cannot hold it to heart. You have to keep moving forward. And I think you guys did exactly that, bouncing back, grabbing the Mandel brick, ending us in round 4 super early. You guys were mid-pack on the group standings coming into this. How is this going to shift your mindset as we kind of get closer to that coveted finals?
Well, we got to keep the pace up. Obviously, we have to get minimum top 2 placements for the next 2 games next week. But this is a great start for that. Possibly we can finish off top 2, but we're guaranteed to be honest, top 8. It's not even a question.
Nah, I think you guys got it locked. I mean, I'm not going to guarantee anything, but it's feeling pretty good for me for Leviathan. Now, my final question before I hand it back over to Toby is kind of, do you think there was like a strategy that you guys had coming in today that just allowed you to be that much more? I know you guys were fragging heavy last week, even though you said it wasn't necessarily your best performance, but things just looked really clean today.
I got to hand it off to, I'm going to be honest, the man of the day is January. He's honestly the best coach in my opinion. He's a complete mental resetter. All he does is just give us completely reasonable input and just completely resets. I apologize for the dog. It's
you can just go pet your dog here.
But yeah, it's all January. And to be honest, I've been hard on my teammates. Eclipse showed out today. Widow showed out today, and I didn't play my best at all today either. To be truthfully honest, and we still played well, and that's what matters the most.
I mean, you definitely did. I want to hear from you in the end before I let you go. I mean, obviously, we've just crossed the halfway point of the group stage as a whole. I know over on the EMEA side of things, a lot of the comments we've been getting from players have been, it's been very passive early on. Teams have, you know, kind of been trying to find their footing. And then over the course of the weeks, teams have been getting a little more daring, a little more aggressive. Now I look over towards Americas and I'm seeing, I mean, last week we had a match 4 finish, a match 5 finish, now a match 4 again. Do you feel like the pacing is different here? How has the first couple of weeks, you know, kind of evolved for you as a player and the service you've been on?
I think if we realized what the format was, because based on the point system, obviously like 10 points for double brick, 9 points for 1 brick at first place, etc. People are starting to realize, okay, we play for placement. Obviously, if a team's having a dominant performance, there's no point to go for the initiative on the bricks. So that's like why we saw like a team like FX rotate out of buoyancy and go around the ramp, which we knew and heard them the entire time. So we had that urgency just to go wipe that team left side. So it's going to probably like carry on the same way, unless the lobbies with like EG, phenomenal team, or SSG, phenomenal team, which are the only 2 teams on our radar currently at the moment.
I like it.
Sounds good. Perfect. Any final shout outs you want to do, social to fans, to viewers? I saw a lot of people supporting you in chat today as the day was going on. Any final shout outs you want to do before I let you go?
I'm going to be honest. I got to shout out, I mean, the 2 biggest influences, obviously, I mean, because I came on as a sub, and I mean, that's like, I wasn't expected to perform to the level I am right now. So obviously Eclipse, Widows, and Phantom. I'm going to shout out Tostado, our manager. The guy's amazing. I mean, Argentina lost, but unfortunately, like we won for him today. Joner in the chat. That guy's always been supporting me since day 1. He's a very friendly guy. Zomo, very friendly guy. Controversial figure, but very friendly. Always been a backbone. And then finally, Grimmy. That guy has been like my day 1 since the start of the game and always believed in me as an individual player, like stuck out for me, vouched for me. And that guy deserves everything. He's one of the biggest reasons the NA scene is growing.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for sharing your insights, Sojourn, and congratulations on what looked like an absolute stellar performance today.
Thank you. Hope you guys have a great day. Great casting.
Now go celebrate. Yeah. Thanks, homie.
Thank
Great
you
playing.
so much.
Even though you said it was mid for you. Look. Run it back. Run it back.
Indeed. And here we are, the highlights. I mean, always lovely hearing the insights from these players. So capable, so good. And I mean, Tip, what Socia was saying is they had a complete read of exactly what was happening around them. They knew that it was FX on that east side. They heard them wrapping around the ramp. They just, I mean, all day long, it felt like they were on a whole other level.
Yeah, they looked really good, and it's interesting to hear, especially when you've got January coaching. Like, dude, you're star-studded all the way, so they're turning things around, they're grabbing that. So brilliant performance as we see their match 7 top players. We got FX in the mix, Socio, of course, up there with the damage dealer and the kills, and like that's just phenomenal from what we witnessed across the board. I do want to give my flowers over to FX, who they may not have gotten a Mandel brick today, but they sure tried. They were so close with their timings, exceptional on getting their points up. I can't imagine that we go another day where they don't get a brick there.
At least they played the game for half of what the title is, or like the genre is. They played the extraction shooter, actually a team able to extract with a lot of value to boot. The match MVP, the MVP of the day as a whole is gonna be Widows. I thought it was gonna be Socio for sure, but Widows, of course, combined with the 8 assists. What an incredible performance. And then the 3.8 mil he was able to garner as well. Great performance coming out of Widows.
Dude hit some nasty shots.
Oh, yeah.
You were like, oh, he brought in that combat mode. And he was like, nah, he was threading it. It was wild. Of course, here's our leaderboard there for round 4, match 7. Leviathan, 2 Mandel bricks, 25 squad points. Fluxo, second place overall because they got 33 squad points. Brilliant performance for MW, BTH, Nadeshot. Honestly, I was hyping up Nadeshot coming into Group C and D, and it was definitely kind of an off-caliber day for them, and that's okay because there are still games in pocket for you to be had.
Definitely, but at the same time, I also feel like they were kind of getting warmed up. You know, I mean, had this been EMEA last week, we would have been halfway through the day, but Leviathan just decided to shut it all down before any other team got hot, and you know what? I really respect them for it. They got themselves the Brakkesh break. They took a bit of a break on Tide Prison, let's say, but then when they got back over in Space City, they knew exactly what they had to do in order to come out victorious. And as you can see here on the group stage board, they get themselves their first week win off of this one, which should skyrocket them up the overall leaderboards.
Yeah, but it's going to be really interesting when we've got match 8 tomorrow. You're going to be seeing SSG and all of them come through as we turn into our player rankings. Boy has been fragging in that 4th, but then you look towards Mendo, Socio, Killzall. We talk so much about Killzall and SSG and how dominant they are. You even heard from Socio himself in that interview. He's like, look, we are only looking at evil geniuses in Space Station. They're the only ones on our radar. Okay, well, what about Mendo? Sure, you're getting really close to him there with 32 because we had a pretty short day today for the Team Liquid boys who were trying to get heated up, right? Because it was Boy who really climbed for Team Liquid today.
I mean, keep in mind that Killzall and Loco have played a day less than the teams they're surrounded by in Leviathan and Team Liquid. So the fact that they're still finding themselves in the top 5, both of them, is insane. Socio does surpass Killzall on the overall damage so far, but I mean, all these guys are just incredible in their own rights.
They definitely are. They're showing out for the Delta Force Rise series on the America side of things. And I can only imagine what is going to keep going as we get closer to Survivor stage.
What?
Yeah, dude. Come on. Come on, Killzall.
That is insane. I'm looking forward to this. I mean, getting SSG and EO Genius on the server, and then when you add in Leviathan to the mix as well and Liquid, I mean, America is stacked to the teeth.
Yo, finals is gonna be crazy.
Oh yeah. Oh,
finals will be so much fun as we look towards our overall leaderboard. Friendly. Yeah, we're boosting. We are boosting up that leaderboard. Mind you guys, we were talking about how they were mid-pack. I think they were sitting around 13 points prior to their performance here today. Jump up into the top 2. We will be seeing, I believe, groups A and B tomorrow. Don't quote me on that, but that means SSG and EG will be diving back in. Who is going to take it? SSG has been absolutely flawless, though.
Oh, yeah.
They've been flawless.
But, I mean, honestly, with how Leviathan have been playing today, if they can bring anywhere near the level of performance that they did today coming into their next day, when they do go up against the likes of SSG or Evil Geniuses, my oh my, they might be able to put up a fight.
Hey, they might. You are 100% accurate. And look, we go down towards the bottom, right? MW does claw their way out. However, LSZ will be playing tomorrow. And honestly, the points are so close there. But after hearing Pildora in that break interview where he talks about the fact that they met in a Discord as the team, they've been playing really well together. They think they can get into at least top 6. Their goal is just Survivor stage and then claw their way through that. Reminder, guys, we were in day 1 of week 3, done and dusted, won by Leviathan in 4. But tomorrow, match day 8, groups A and B, That's right, Evil Geniuses, Spacestation. It's going to get messy.
Oh yeah, both of them gonna be there. It's gonna be good times, and you do not want to miss out on any of it. Of course, starting off the day for those of you in the Western Hemisphere, sitting and waiting for tomorrow to start, there's gonna be a EMEA action taking place earlier on in the day as well. So just, I mean, the next 3 weekends coming up is gonna be Delta Force, and then some more Delta Force.
I hope you guys are ready, because I am. Let me just tell you, can Space Station Gaming be just absolutely massive and flawless? I don't know. We'll see tomorrow. Leviathan, on the other hand, was phenomenal, winning in 4. I had a banger day today, Toby.
Oh, same. Such a pleasure working with you as well. It's the first time we get to cast together, and I like to think that we did a pretty good job. You know what? Great times we had. A lot of frags, a lot of highlight-worthy moments on the server taking place as well. And if this was any indicator of what the weekend is going to bring, my oh my, tomorrow and Sunday is going to be absolutely incredible. You do not want to miss out on any of that. But with that, though, that concludes the broadcast for the day. So thank you all so much for tuning in. EMEA is going to start off earlier tomorrow, and then same time, same place, back here for some America's action. See you tomorrow, and until then, go play some more Delta Force.
Two members, now the odds are in their favor, 2v1. Everything getting spammed away, and NT getting a little... So hang on a second, NL! Look at that! It's an absolute sweep!